is going on, people? Bruno? What do you mean, what is this? It's Black Hole Sun. It's just lady does it on piano. She does a lot of music. I don't know who she is. I guess I should have looked at that before I turned it off. And this dipshit, he keeps on wanting to comment for some reason. What's going on, people? So, my co-host is a no-show. Can't get a hold of her. Which is weird, because usually I can, but she probably had to work or something, just doesn't have time to get a hold of me. But screw it, we'll do it. We'll do it without him. No, not that I know of. You were sent here, Enos, by who? I'm gonna go yell at this guy later, so let's put him up here. My volume coming in? Can you hear me? Poseidon is a why the hell is that coming through? There we go. Gamer. Let's see what this dipshit said. I did that Ice Poseidon video the other day, and my last live stream, I think it was yesterday, I said that I didn't have any of the Ice Poseidon fans coming after me. I was wrong. Apparently I do have one. And, what? Did he already delete it? Did he realize he misspelled something? So he deleted it? Apparently. I just did not seat him. Are you fucking stupid? Yeah, I'm apparently the stupid one. Sharin. Can you guys hear me? Let me turn my volume up so I can see if I can hear myself. That you guys don't want to tell me. What the hell, man? I can't turn the volume up. Every time I go to do something, it never works. So like I said, this is where we're at. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, well, this is going to be a live stream that nobody hears me. Let's get to our first story. I found this one to be freaking hilarious. Oh, we hear you? Yes, alrighty. How many people saw this one? Because I couldn't stop laughing for about 10 minutes. And what makes it even funnier that I got it from the UFC Fight Club. So this woman was mistaken for a manatee by other manatees. Yes, she was vacationing in Florida. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued a Florida woman. Oh, I thought she was vacation. Maybe not. From a frightening assault by a herd of manatees yesterday near Pepper Park Beach, a popular beach in the area. The tourists on vacation. Okay, she was on vacation. Is it technically vacation if you still stay in the same state? I don't know. I think you gotta leave the state to make it a vacation. The tourist on vacation went for a swim near 2 p.m. in the afternoon when she was suddenly caught up by a herd of male manatees that possibly mistaken the poor woman for a female manatee. Now, I could kind of see that. Can anybody else see? I could kind of see that, you know? I was just playing around in the water when I suddenly noticed a herd of manatees next to me. At first, I was curious, but eventually I became scared when they started gathering. You know, manatees are cool-looking animals. I've seen them in Florida. They're protected. They're really slow. They're really dumb. They're really curious. But I could see But if I was in the water and some like a herd of them came up to me, I'd just no, I gotta go. I ain't fucking with that. And something pulled me underwater, and as I see, you can't say gagged when you're talking about being raped by manatees, but as I was gagging for air, I felt the crushing weight of one of the beasts on my back. I thought I was going to die. She recalls, visibly traumatized by the latest events. It all happened in a flash. All I remember is the horrifying sight of manatees trying to grab me and force me into submission. Luckily, a man on a jet ski came and saved her before the Coast Guard came. Now, they were saying that she... Goddamn bikes. Bikes are always going up and down back here. Somebody was saying because she was on her period, that's why the manatees came and tried to rape her. I'm saying it's because she's a large individual. Yeah, you guys are more than welcome to come on. Let me send you guys an invite real quick. You know what? Shit. I think I set it up wrong, so I don't know if I can. Let me try to do something real quick. And conversate about the manatee raping. My live stream is pretty fucking weak right now for some reason. Actually, let's do this. All hell blue whale kind of a situation. Let's go to hello. Why is this going so slow? I think I got too many things up, and that's why it's going so fucking slow. Manatee is a new dolphin. Manatee loving. Yeah, they're. Oh, that's a good point. I think there is a thing with manatees or dolphins trying to screw women. Like when they go swimming with them, they have some parks where you can go and swim with the dolphins, and dolphins are mammals, and I guess they kind of look at women kind of like, hey, you know, that's close enough to our kind. We can do this. But look at the size of the woman. I mean, when you got like 4 or 5 rolls in your arm, I mean, doesn't that tell you, hey, let's put the fork down and move on and, you know, do all that other stuff. Oh my God, this thing is taking forever. Now I just got dead air. It's the alien. Cinema 4D. I'm sorry, guys. At the beginning of this show is going to be slow like this, but I'm checking on some stuff. Since everybody wants to join, I got to start a damn Google Hangout. We can invite people. Boom. Boom. Go to Twitter. Go to Messenger. 14 hertz. What the fuck, man? I'm about to send it to you, buddy. All right, there you go. Sent to you. Bruno, I'll have to email it to you. Give me a second. I will email this to you. All right, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I can even support more people on here. This thing is going so goddamn slow. On YouTube, it's either computer problems or hosts that can't walk. What? I can walk. Oops. No Jessica? No. I have no idea where she is. I've sent her many mails. What is going on here? Are you kidding me? They have a... God damn it. So they changed the email. I have to go through. God damn. I hate when apps or websites change what they're doing. Oh, so all my sent mail is gone. That's fucking awesome. Alright, we got somebody here. Oh, it's Bruno. I was trying.
Hey, you sound low, Cynics.
Do I?
Yeah, I can't hear you that good.
Let me see. Am I still low?
You're a little louder now, but
I got two.
There you go.
Oh, I can hear myself now. All right.
You can hear yourself?
No, it's good now. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but what's going on, Bruno?
Oh, not much. I can't believe that manatee story. That freaking lady got sexual assaulted by a manatee, a sea cow. She was pretty big. She maybe the sea cow did resemble some former lover of his that he had back in maybe around Miami or something. So it's possible. Is she really claiming she was sexually assaulted by the sea cow?
Yeah, that's what she was saying. And there was a thing saying because if you're on your period, it does happen. I think it's the same reason with dolphins because they're both mammals.
Flip is a pervert. Flip is a pervert, really?
Yes, Flipper's a pervert.
Flipper's Harvey Weinstein of the SeaWorld.
No, because those girls did it for Harvey because they wanted to get in a movie.
Yes, true. True.
You know,
Flipper did it because he just wanted to be a dolphin and do dirty things.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
How you doing there, Cynics? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you, buddy.
All right, awesome, man. Good to meet you. Good to finally talk to you. So I wanted to ask you something. I mean, if dolphins have sex with a woman, what would be the purpose?
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's terrible. That's so bad.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Did you guys see Buffalo Wild Wings get hacked? Their Twitter account get hacked?
Really?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and whoever did it is obviously not a big fan of Tariq Nasheed, as one of the messages was reminder that Tariq Nasheed is a racist coon. CX is in the chat, boys.
Oh, CX is in the chat?
Yeah.
That's a part of like Ice Poseidon's little cult gang of 14-year-olds with blue hair.
Oh.
So anytime you say CX is in the chat, that's the Ice Poseidon crew. They run around with selfie sticks and make people eat feces for fun and do all kinds of forms of degeneracy.
It's typical tricks. I mean, it's out to denigrate people. And,
all you gotta do is look at the hook in the nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know right there. Boom. You know,
the degeneracy, they're all on drugs also.
Well,
yeah, it's.
Go ahead, man.
It's just like typical, like if you see like how Jerry Springer used to be, or Maury Povich, or Geraldo, or what was his real name, Bruno? You know,
Jerry King.
Jerry King. Typical tricks. That's what they do. They like to use the guy so that they could exploit them and dollar off of them.
Yeah, they want to keep everybody watching stupid things in docile, so they're not paying attention to what's going on. You know.
Absolutely.
Keep everybody in. It's a stupid nonsense. Big time. Hear about cynics? Know what I was talking to you? You were talking about that guy who got killed.
Yeah.
You didn't know who he was. Well, the guy's he's sort of like Vlad TV in a way, but he's a legitimate black guy, and he goes to the ghetto and he talks to interviews rappers from the ghetto, and then they talk shit about other rappers, and they end up shooting each other and all stuff like that. And I guess he interviewed some rappers that these other rappers didn't like, and they had him killed, all kind of crazy stuff.
Oh, they know that there was a hit put out on him?
No one knows for sure, but it's the only feasible reason why he was killed, and maybe some jealousy, because he was leaving the club that night, and they followed him. They followed him, and they shot him. And after they shot him, you can hear them saying they killed Jack or Zach. His name's Zach, but they said Jack.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was definitely something on that level.
Yeah, like
That's my hypothesis.
Yeah, those people in Chicago don't play that game. They don't want the fucking YouTube people to talk about their shit because the cops get information that way.
Well, actually, you're wrong. They actually love it. He's been doing it for 5 years, man. Going in the ghetto. This guy is not like Vlad who sits in a studio. This guy actually goes in the ghetto and does interviews in back alleys and backyards with a bunch of dudes flashing guns and shit like that. So he was actually, they were doing this for years. All the, if you watch half of his videos, most of those guys are dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that there's some of them that want that because they like the attention because they're fucking
but
stupid.
There's some of them, like you're saying, that are not, because they also the Chicago police also detectives solved a lot of homicides from Twitter and YouTube because they go on there and brag about the people who they kill.
Well, these motherfuckers will go and kill somebody and then go make a rap about it.
Yeah, a rap and tweets about it. There's one of them in jail for literally tweeting about it. Literally, and many rap songs that put people in jail.
Well, Bruno, I had my ear to the train track, and from what I'm gathering, he got blamed for. So apparently, Whitey has been out there placed in the hood and starring. So once again, we're there to blame. You know what I mean? So they're basically trying to pin it on us. You know.
Yeah, I don't see how they can do that though, because in the footage you can see the black men shooting the guy. You know, I don't know how they're going to put it on Whitey, but they will.
No, of course. I can't put one and one together, but apparently
district judge in New York has ruled that President Trump
people and blame them for, hey, there's a gun over here, you know, point it out, let them pick it.
A lot of people were blaming him for the other rappers getting shot and saying he had blood on his hand. So maybe this was a revenge thing or something, but who knows? All we know is that it's definitely the fellas that did it. You know what I mean?
Over
what? We don't know. He could have stepped on somebody's ear, Jordan.
Cannot block users on Twitter. The lawsuit
maybe somebody might have
dissed
him
of 7 Twitter users who were blocked.
Well, that's what a lot of the murders happened over in these videos, over people. These videos were famous for, like, putting the spotlight in their face and them showing their guns and dissing their enemies, and then their other enemies dissing them in a video next week. And And, like, there's other channels called The War in Chirac and all this weird stuff where they literally follow these, like, small-time rappers, but very popular in their areas, killing each other week after week and all kinds of crazy shit, man.
Oh, well, Bruno, you listen, don't be so racist. You know that we did that. We stuck the gun there. We went over to the gun shop around the corner, and we bought the guns for thousands of dollars. And then we placed them in the inner city, you know, so we could get them riled up, fighting with each other.
You know that is not true. You know it's that we actually just drop them off in an alley and people come and find them. I've literally heard this argument. Just like how crack was put into the black community by white people. It's not that Hispanics brought in the fucking drugs and then black people found out how to create the crack because of, who's that guy? Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor is the one that got this all popular because he
blew up.
Yeah, he set himself on fire. But what he was doing, what he was doing was using ether, and they didn't. You know, ether is expensive, or I think it was ether, but it's too expensive. So when they got it to the inner cities, somebody figured out to use baking soda or powder or whatever it is they do. And from there, it expanded. You know, this drug dealer figured it out, told this guy told this guy, and, you know, before you know it, it was all over the place.
Yeah, it started in the early 80s, and it progressed until, like, the mid-80s, late 80s, and it was everywhere.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, white brothers, I mean, me and Bruno do like to buy thousands of dollars in crack, and we like to, like, place it around the city, you know, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to undermine the black race by doing this.
But even with that argument, though, I was thinking, like, even let's say somebody did go put a bunch of drugs somewhere. That doesn't mean people got to use them and sell them to their neighbors and their sisters and their uncles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could put a nuclear bomb in my yard. Nobody's going to fucking touch it.
It's just nuts, man. Between that and manatees raping fat white women, it's just like clown world. I can't believe that woman was assaulted. I wonder if she's going to try to sue the sea life.
Well, she should feel good. I mean, she's not.
She should feel good.
She's
When's
not
the last
the prettiest.
time someone rubbed up against her?
Exactly. And she had a herd of manatees trying to get with her.
Yeah, so she must have felt like she must have felt really good for that while, like her self-esteem. Self-esteem. She was enormous, man. That's obesity. Like, that was unhealthy obesity, and it made her look like she was in her 50s or 60s. The lady's probably in her early 30s or something.
Bruno, she was bigger than life.
Yeah, she was big.
What's going on, Drunk for Battle? Hey,
Drunk for Battle is awesome.
Yeah, I want to play a video. It's going to be about 27 seconds long. You guys probably won't be able to hear it, but when it's done, I'll talk about it, and you'll figure out what it is. Give me a second.
A U.S. district judge in New York has ruled that President Trump cannot block users on Twitter. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of 7 Twitter users who were blocked by the president. The judge ruled that blocking individuals from interacting with Trump's personal account prevents them from, quote, interacting directly with the president's tweets, thereby restricting a real, albeit narrow, slice of speech. The judge ruled that blocking users is a violation of the First Amendment.
Okay, so there's a judge that told Donald Trump that he can't block individuals from Twitter because he's the president. And this isn't just for Trump, but it's for anybody in government. Because people are supposed to be able to talk to you no matter what. It's a freedom of speech thing. What do you guys think of that?
I muted myself because I thought the thing was playing. My bad.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know the context of it exactly, so I'm unfamiliar. So I don't want to give an opinion, but explain this again.
Well, there's a judge saying that because the president is in the government and anybody that's in the government holds an office, you're not allowed to block people on Twitter or Facebook or anything because
that's ridiculous.
Because people are supposed to always be able to talk to you, and it's a freedom of speech thing.
Yeah, but that's a social platform. It's different, though. Like, yeah, if you're on Facebook or something, you're on a service, you have the right to block somebody if you don't like what they say. I don't know. It's a personal thing. It's not like you're going to speak to them at the White House or a representative or something like that. I think it's kind of different. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think all these are public platforms, the way it's been set up. This is where you get so many lawsuits. You see Jared Taylor is suing them. I think he's suing YouTube and maybe Twitter, something like that, because of freedom of speech. I mean, essentially, they're a monopoly. People can call it what they, you could go where you want. No, it's a monopoly. They got to go hold it. If you get too big, they'll buy the company out. That's a smart move. So,
but but the president, I don't think on Twitter that's against the law. Him not, like, it's not like you're going to the White House and he's denying them at the White House or nothing. He's just not replying on Twitter or something. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, I would assume that most politicians don't even run their own Twitter. So they probably wouldn't see it anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Although Trump, I think Trump actually does run his own Twitter.
Yeah. Trump's someone who likes Twitter. He enjoys it. So it's probably like a getaway for him and a way for him to, I don't know, get his word out or whatever. So, yeah, that's Trump on there for sure. He's always loved Twitter.
That's why I like Trump, because he's an asshole that'll just say what he wants.
Yeah, I like Trump. I voted for him, and I'll vote for him again. But I think he has the right to block somebody, and the judges can't say nothing because it is a private use. Like I said, if they were going to the White House and he said, hey, don't let them in, then maybe that's different. But he's on Twitter, for Christ's sakes, you know?
What do you guys, have you seen the story of the 30-year-old man that had to be kicked out of his house by his parents by going to court?
Yes, I did. That was out there and twisted. However they raised this kid or whatever they did, it was just amazing. Yeah, I seen that. He wanted a 6-month extension.
Well, he's a dad, too.
He's in his 30s, man. He's a father in his 30s, and he does not want to leave the basement of his mom's and his dad's house. And he's fighting tooth and nail. He said they enabled him for so long that now they're responsible for him because they enabled him. Now they're responsible. I don't know. It's weird.
Bruno, isn't that squatters' rights?
Well, the best part is
rights.
The best part is this 30-year-old man. I don't know his name, but he went to Alex Jones to get life advice, I guess. You know,
Are you serious?
Yeah, the guy from InfoWars.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. What did he tell him to take supplements? Take these supplements.
I wish I knew. I didn't watch. I should have watched it.
Life advice, man. You're a father. Go get a job. Do something to help your children. Get out of your parents' basement. Unbelievable.
I do a really good Alex Jones impersonation. You guys want to hear it?
Oh, boy.
Fire away.
All right, here we go. Something in the Zyklon B is turning the Jews queer. What do you think?
You gotta have a little more energy, a little more craziness in you.
Yeah, I got to move it up a little bit.
Alex,
up a couple notches.
Well, he did hang with Charlie Sheen, so you know he did cocaine and stuff.
Oh,
he was hanging.
Of course.
Anybody who can hang out with Charlie Sheen has an evil side to them, has a degenerate side to them. Because Charlie Sheen is full-blown degenerate. And pedo, mind you. His wife, Denise Richards, found child pornography on his computers and everything.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, boy porn and little girl porn with pigtails, all that creepy shit, man. Adolescent boys, all that. It's on document. Denise Richards.
It seems like they're always trying to up themselves. Like, they don't get off from the coke no more. They've gone as far as they could with it. They can't get off from the porn, so they got to move it up. You know what I mean? How it begins is how it goes. So they got to continue this progression of filth and degeneracy to get that. They can't get off. You know, it's like any drug. The more you do it, the more you need.
Yeah.
So they got to keep. Yep.
And that's what they do, and that's what gets them off this sick, degenerate lifestyle And Hollywood's old Bryan Singer, the guy who did X-Men, he was running pedophile pool parties for years. Bryan Singer for X-Men. Dan Schneider from Nickelodeon. He screwed that little girl up, Amanda Bynes, really bad. Did you see her video she did where she was like, I'm going to tell my dad that I want to strip for him, and he's going to come in the room, and I'm going to kill him. It's like, what the heck?
Yep, it's disgusting. We're hitting.
Hey, guys, Doberman life calls. I'll be back in 1 second. I got to take my Doberman outside. He's messing with me. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say that we're hitting levels of degeneracy that we've never even thought were imaginable. You're seeing the decline of the West, like Oswald Spengler said. It's going into a new type of chaos, but it's always going to be darker before the dawn. It will turn around, so don't be too black-pilled. I sent you an article. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I sent it to your Twitter. Did you see that, Cynics? Twitter. Did you see it?
I'm looking at Twitter right now.
All right. Yeah, I want to know if you want. I can read it. It's pretty disturbing, but pretty funny and sick, interesting, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
To death. Tampa Bay, Florida. A 23-year-old man has been arrested this morning at Tampa Bay's Busch Gardens after he allegedly proceeded to sexually assault a pink flamingo in front of horrified bystanders. Shocked witnesses saw Eduardo Jose Rafael Sanchez, 23, drop down his pants and jump into the flamingo pen before capturing Skittles, an 8-year-old male flamingo. I'm sorry I laughed. And pulled on my shirt, pointed to the man saying, Mommy, look at the man. He's riding the flamingo, reported the witness. Kids started crying all over the place. They must have orgasmed. And then just threw the bird on the side, put his pants back on like it was totally normal, like he had done this every single day of his life, said another. They show a picture here of a woman. Traumatized eyewitness Tiana Salvador told reporters her 4-year-old daughter thought the offender was riding the flamingo. Done. As it died of internal bleeding hours later. How fucking sick. The hemorrhaging was impossible to stop. The animal could not withstand such a large object tearing up its anal cavity, Busch Gardens veterinarian Alan Thompson explained. Flamingos have extremely small genitals. Sodomy is not known to be part of their sexual habits, he told reporters. Skittles could just not sustain such an intense physical abuse, he added, visibly angered by the whole affair. Although sexual assaults by humans on pink flamingos are basically unheard of in the United States, a 2004 Worldwide Fund of Nature, WWF, study found that the practice was still fairly common in certain regions of Mexico and other Latin American. End of article.
Jesus.
So what do you guys think of that?
I think it's sick. Who the hell is doing that to a pink flamingo? That's dirty.
Well, it's just you're obviously a racist because that's a cultural thing from Mexico. So they think that if you have sex with them, it'll bring you some grandiosity or some bullshit like that. So apparently that's what they get out of it. I mean, yeah, sick. Yes, I agree. Disgusting.
I feel bad for them animals. That's like abuse.
I know.
That is like massively abuse. Where's PETA when you need them? Where's these PETA people? They'll yell at me for my Doberman having cropped ears, but they're leaving these Mexicans alone who are sexually assaulting these flamingos.
I would say this much, Bruno. They seem like they tend to pick the fight that they want to pick. You understand? Yeah. It seems like they're paid. Like, they'll pick whatever fight they want. Like, let's take, for example, back in, 2005 with Al Sharpton, with the whole KFC ordeal, there was money involved. So they fucking jumped on it. Apparently, from what I know, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they backed Al Sharpton on that deal. Yeah, if there's money to be had, they're there. So they're going to put their personalities of the group or their money essentially above the fucking principle of fighting the real argument and being standing for some kind of principle.
Standing up for these Flamingos who are getting raped, for Christ's sakes. This is not.
Yeah, apparently there was no money involved. If there was money involved, I guess fucking Peter would have got involved. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, it's full. This world's becoming full of degeneracy. All you got to do is look at the movies. Everything in the movies is a sexual reference. Even in the movies where they depict families, the man and the women are not going to be happy until they cheated on each other 3 or 4 times. It's just really sick, man. It's all over the place.
You know, you've never seen this thing back in the good old days, quote unquote. What were the good old days? Back in the 50s, you know?
They've been sneaking it in for years lately over time and time. This, you know what I mean? Trying to break up. Because you got to think, Mary Tyler Moore, what was that about? That was about a feminist woman on her own in the workplace. You know what I mean? All that stuff. It's been around for years. They just took more and more power over it and know how to give it to people in doses.
Well, I remember when Murphy Brown came out and she was like going to be a single mom and there was a big uproar.
Yes, that was huge, dude. When Murphy Brown came out, she was going to adopt the kid. I remember that. What was that, 90 what?
Bush was in office, I think. The first Bush.
93 maybe. I'm not sure. No, in the early 90s, I believe. Shit, Murphy Brown.
Because I remember the vice president and her actually got in. I mean, Twitter wasn't around back then, but they got in a verbal argument like over the news organizations.
Oh, man. Yeah. They started putting on slow but sure, but you started seeing them really coming out in the 60s with the Mary Tyler Moores and a lot of these shows. And they've been sneaking it in over the years.
Well, if you look at cultural Marxism back in the 60s, what was it? Burn your bras. What was in the 70s? Porno.
Yeah.
See the root, see how it moves, how it begins is how it goes. That's what they were doing.
Well, porno's been around for a really long time.
Oh yeah. It's been around for a long time, but it goes away for a while in certain cultures, and then the certain people come in and start pushing it at a certain time. Just like in Germany, they were pushing all that pornography in Berlin like crazy in the 20s. Germany was the pit of filth and disgust in the 20s, in the late 20s and stuff. The Weimar Republic. Before Hitler took power, they had pornographic everything, transgender stuff. It was like the epitome of degeneracy.
Yeah. There was a good book by Benjamin Garland called The Merchants of Sin. And if you read the book, it talks about how they progressed pornography it started in the 60s. You had NAMBLA, National Man Boy Lovers Association. And that was Allen Ginsberg, I think his name was. Am I right, Bruno?
I'm not sure, but I know Kinsey. Ever hear of Kinsey? Dr. Kinsey was the real pervert. He was I've
heard of him.
Porno back in the 30s, man, 40s. He was documenting pedophiles for years and letting pedophiles harm people and meeting up with the pedophile every 3 years and getting his info of how many people he hurt and all this weird shit. They had a real disgusting the Kinsey Institution, very creepy.
Yeah. What they did was they basically started out with a filthy comedian called Lenny Bruce. And this guy, Lenny Bruce, who's Jewish, now what he wanted to do was normalize filth and take out any kind of morality laws under the disguise of liberté and freedom of speech, just like the French Revolution. Okay. These same key words is what they wanted to do. So what Lenny Bruce was, he then moved things over, and it's funny, there's weird facts. I'm not going to get into them right now, but fuck it, why not? Yeah, Lenny Bruce had his girlfriend's name was Honey. Now, Honey worked with Obama's mammy at the Hubba Hubba in Honolulu, which was a strip joint. Okay? So there's more to that story, but I'm not going to get more into it. That goes to Frank Marshall Davis, who, if you look at him, I'd say that was Obama's father.
Yeah, Mark Davis. Yeah, his mother worked for him for years, and his mother was a stripper back then, whatever they called them, dancers or whatever. But yeah, she was into all that big time with them guys.
Yeah. Now it went from this to other comedians also pushing it. From comedy is where they pushed into the pornography, and you had this guy. I can't remember his name. He had a filthy quote too. His name was Goldstein, I think it was, or Goldberg, and he had a magazine called Screw Magazine.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, and Screw Magazine was one of the things they fought to open it up to have freedom of speech. They did it under the disguise of freedom, liberty, and all this bullshit. But now, once they did that and pornography got let loose upon the American public and across the world as well, now with internet, but now look at it today. Now, hate speech.
Well, I can
You can see the communist twist.
You can see with the comedy over the years, the comedians got more perverted, where now you got Amy Schumer and these women out there just totally not funny and perverted. And even the comedians, you can't even watch a comedian nowadays without having filth and perverse shoved right in your face.
Yeah, isn't Amy Schumer, isn't she the...
Chuck Schumer's cousin, Chuck Schumer, the senator, Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, they're Jewish, aren't they?
Yeah, yes, they are.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what... Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
But doesn't the extreme level happen in everything? Like, I remember growing up watching like a horror flick, and they wouldn't show all the murder, like Alfred Hitchcock or whatever. They wouldn't actually show the murder. They just like pan off to the side, and you hear a scream, and you just knew what happened. And now we're at the point where we have what's that, Saw movies, where you see arms getting ripped off and faces exploding.
Yeah, it does progress. You're right. It does progress in horror movies. Kind of like, even the pornography in horror movies. Back in Psycho, you could see her in the shower, but you could not see her breast or nothing. Movies nowadays, they're showing men's penises. It's disgusting.
So where does it end? How it begins is how it goes, right? So where does it end?
Yeah, you're asking me. I believe the Book of Revelations because I'm a Catholic, but I ain't gonna get into that. You know what I mean? But who knows, man?
I mean, if you look at it, I mean, I showed you that cartoon. Remember that, Bruno? The one with the two boys making out and all that stuff.
Oh, that was sad, man. Wow.
I would say that the children are the end result of all this filth.
Well,
whether it's porn or whatever.
Yeah, they want to get the kids. That's why schools nowadays are pushing for the little boys with dresses. Like that kid, ever see that thing, Valentine Road, about the little transgender boy bullying some like straight kid at school, and then the straight kid brought a gun in and killed every day in a dress. Why there's a dress code in the school, mind you, and the teachers are giving him the dress, and he's coming up to you and blowing kisses at you at the basketball court. This is what happened, and all the other kids are making fun of him. So the next day, the kid blew a kiss at him in the computer class, and the kid blew his head off with a gun.
Whoa.
Imagine that. So it progresses, and these teachers push it. These kids, you got that kid on YouTube nowadays. It's a transgender little kid on YouTube. It's weird.
Yeah, they do it. They try to normalize it, and they do it under the disguise of, fairness and equality, freedom, and all these words. But it's not. It's not. I mean, it's a funny thing too. Remember what we were talking about? Like, a lot of people don't even realize this. I don't know, cynics. If you documentary, you'll find it. Okay. Now, it is. It's real creepy because what they're doing is people. A lot of the secular Bugman society that we see out here in America, all the normies, they think, gay people are just effeminate men that are really good dressers, got really good taste and style. No further from the truth. When you watch this documentary, it will show you what they really do behind closed doors. There's this guy, and he looks like an average guy. He talks like any one of us. That's what's so creepy about him. Yeah. He has a place called the Dungeon. And in this dungeon, he has over 100 guys having sex with each other. He goes, well, at the end of the night, there might be 1 or 2 condoms left there. Ugh. So they know that this guy, the gift basically is AIDS, HIV.
Mr. Dog did a video on that. Yep.
Yeah.
They go there. These gay guys, they want to get AIDS, so they don't have to worry about getting AIDS, so they can do all their degeneracy with no worries on them. That's the whole point of it. It's sick.
And the other ones, the ones that are giving it, are called gift givers.
Ugh.
Or what's it called? I hate to chuckle, but they're called bug givers. They give them the bug. So what they do is they have all these people run a train on them. But even at that, what was more sick is the guy, he talked like this. He sounded like a construction worker. And he's showing them around like you just got a job in a new shop. You know, like you just got a job at some construction site. And he's showing the new guy around. He goes, over here we got dildos, butt plugs, we got this, that, the other. It'd be like a construction guy saying, yeah, we got the paint buckets here, we got the spray guns, we got the wrenches in this drawer, we got socket sets, we got wrenches, we got this, that, the other, we got pan buckets, paint buckets.
So what you're basically saying is Hollywood's giving you the appeal of its will and grace and these nice little homosexuals who are happy and jolly and will help anybody, but really they're sexual predator deviants who have about 1,000 partners a night who go around giving these gifts. And these gifts called HIV. And it's real disgusting.
Bruno, that's a gift that I don't want. I don't want that gift.
It's just sad that they do normalize this stuff. It's very sad.
Bruno, is it not crazy that they call it the gift? That's a gift that I don't want. You know?
Well,
don't leave that under my Christmas tree.
And in California now, they've made it. It used to be illegal to knowingly give somebody an STD, especially AIDS. And now they've wiped that out, so it's not illegal.
Yeah, they're helping. You would think that they would keep that in store to help fags. I mean, queers or whatever we could call them. You know what I mean? You would think they would keep that law in place to help people. But no, like, they don't even care. It's just like these gays should be like, no, keep that law because we don't want people giving people the gift. But yeah, they're cool with that law going away because it makes it more fun and deviant for them.
Well, at this point, I think we should somehow tag Californians so when they leave the state, we know who the fuck they are, so we know to stay away.
Yeah, they should put pink triangles on their arms, put patches of pink triangles.
Now, I know that sounds Hitler-like, but sometimes he had good ideas.
That's what Uncle Wolf did. You had to, though. You had to put the pink triangles on them. Because, honestly, they are not the Will and Grace characters. They are not the happy little fun flower bouncing around, being great friends to females and all that. No, they're not. They are cutthroat, little deviant freaks of nature. Do not let them in your house. Drink out of your water glasses. Keep them at least 25 to 30 feet away from you at all times because they could cough on your food or cough on your clothing. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
Cynics, you know what? Like, I mean, I want you, like, to always talk about our side, about, you know, like my side of, like, you know, oh, don't talk about, you know, optics. You got to watch your optics, what you do. With Hitler, no good. Watch your optics. But guess what? When you really look at this, it's like, what the hell are the optics behind them calling HIV a gift? Think about that really hard.
Well, yeah, but
they're calling it a gift.
Yeah, most people find those people insane, though. I mean, 95% of the country is going to find that shit insane.
Yeah, but well, the problem is through cultural Marxism and the media and everything, you know, they're trying to normalize this as being, you know, okay.
But do you think they're actually doing it though?
Well, I mean, if you look at what they're doing, it looks like they're normalizing it pretty good. Like Bruno was saying about Will and Grace and all these shows. I haven't watched TV in a long time, so
I don't mean to cut you off, but Roseanne was just was a big hit lately and stuff like that. And guess what? And Roseanne had a grandson who was 8 years old or 9, 8, 9, or 10, around there. And he was a little boy who dressed as a girl. And this is supposed to be like a Trump-loving family. Half of the family likes Trump, half doesn't. The new Roseanne show was just canceled. That's beside the point. But the grandson was wearing a dress, literally a dress. So they are trying to normalize it, and it's just twisted. So they're going at this hard.
Oh no, I agree that there are certain people that are trying to normalize it, but that, like, where I'm from, nobody's okay with that. But I'm from the Midwest. I mean, I understand people in California. There's crazy people in New York that will see no problems with this. But, you know,
Yeah.
the Dakotas, the Iowa, Missouri, Mississippi. Yeah,
they're not going to have it. But years ago, these people wouldn't. Back in the 50s, they wouldn't have that in California either. You know what I mean? So maybe 20, 30 years from now, the Midwest might have a bunch of 7-year-olds with dresses on if it keeps going this way. You never know.
Cinema 4D in the chat says, there's nothing worse than a grown man hitting on you like a woman. I've never experienced that, but I'm going to agree.
That must be creepy.
Drunk for battle. Isn't it 6 months in prison now for knowingly passing HIV to someone in California? No, drunk. They literally got rid of that law.
What is the law out there in California?
For HIV passing, it's not illegal. They just got rid of the law. And the reason why they did it. They say the reason why they did it is because there was such a stigma of having HIV, so people just wouldn't go get tested. And somehow this will make them want to go get tested.
Yeah, and of course, Jerry Brown, that fine piece of garbage, I guess he was totally behind all this, right?
Him and the lobbies behind him, giving him money.
Absolutely. Why would they promote something that's destructive? It's going to make you think.
Well, they feel like they're doing the right thing. They feel like, you know, they're fighting for the weak.
They know what they're doing.
They're fighting for the weak people. You know, these people don't have a voice, and they're protecting them.
Oh, they got plenty of voices. It's all about money behind it and degeneracy, I believe. And like my personal beliefs, that the big branch of the chosen pushing it, because they run all these institutions that push this. Hollywood, the pornography, the school systems. That's mostly ran by the chosen people, you know, and other Shabbos goys. So a lot of this is being pushed by that. You know, there's some people, yes, cynics. There's some people who do think, oh, I'm helping the poor little weak sissy out, you know. There's some people like that, but I think the majority and the real push behind it is an organized push by a certain group of people.
Well, Bruno, even at that, I mean, Lenin called those guys the useful idiots because they were naive. I would say that's what they are.
Yeah, if they really think they're helping some gay guy by taking that law out, they're either naive or in on the whole thing.
Yeah, because they're essentially, they're helping them spread the disease by promoting it, you know?
Wouldn't you think if a gay guy has AIDS, he's going to be more worried about giving it to somebody if he can go to jail? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It shows you the low level of depravity that they're at. They don't care. It's like, I'm dying, so guess what? You're all going to die with me.
Yes.
I mean, me as a moral person, if I said, hey, I'm dying, I would say, hey, I wish you guys the best of luck. Let me go die alone so I don't hurt you.
I would never give it to her. If I had AIDS, I would never give that to some woman out there. I would never do that. I could not live with myself knowing I gave it to some woman. I don't care if she was a prostitute, the lowest life on earth. I could never give AIDS to a human being. I couldn't do it.
But Bruno, you wouldn't take the gift. It's a gift. You should take it openly. It's a good thing. I'm going to put it on your Christmas tree.
Behind the tree.
It's a gift.
But it does happen in every sector of America and other countries too. Other the Western countries, it's pushed by. It's agenda heavily pushed in all these major institutions, colleges, all this stuff. It's like, where does it end? Like all of our kids being messed up and transgender classrooms and all this weird stuff.
It never ends.
I saw that there was a black college that is getting rid of African studies, which I found very surprising. Yeah. I think it was Howard.
Really? Wow. I'm shocked at that. Where's Berserker? Where's she not around to read some articles?
Oh no, I can't. I couldn't get a hold of her. I talked to her yesterday, and she was all set to do it today, and I just haven't been able to get a hold of her.
She's probably raiding some other tribe in Norway right now. Fucking Lagather over there. Yeah, Miss Berserker around here. She's going to tell us, Bruno says he needs to hear some more of the friggin' the news readings. She's good at it. And Cynics and Berserkers got a good, they got like a good chemistry together.
Yeah, but unfortunately, she thinks a job is more important than doing live streams with me.
Well, that's why we're getting her fired. We are getting her fired. She's losing that job so we can have more Berserker on Cynics Live. We're not going to do that, people. That's a joke.
Well, you think it's a joke.
No, we're going to kidnap her and put her in the basement so she can just do shows all the time.
Okay, that is a joke.
That's up to you. If you want, I can read some more news articles.
Yeah,
I'll send it over to you first. You guys can go talk. And what I'll do is I'll send it to you first. You tell me it's good. And then you
want to read that? I don't know if Cynics heard about. Luca Traini is Cynics? Luca Traini?
No, no idea.
Well, he's an Italian guy from Italy who ran for office years ago, his local office. He's a pro-white guy. And a beautiful young lady was killed in his town. She wasn't just killed. She was raped and she was eaten and she was chopped into little pieces and put in a suitcase. She was a beautiful girl. When I say gorgeous, beautiful. Smart girl, classy girl. And she was chopped up into a suitcase. So he went nuts and he went on a shooting spree and shot a bunch of friggin' Dindus and stuff like that. And he's held as a hero right now. Like the girl's mother went to see him in prison. They cried together, lit candles together. Little kids got posters of him. People are naming their babies after him. Like, he's like a mad hero. We got the article if you wanted to hear it.
Whoa, wait, what?
It's in Italy. It happened in Italy. His name's Luca Traini. He's a hero to us Italian people right now. Right now, he's a huge hero. Like in March, he did this in March. He killed. He didn't kill nobody. He shot about 7 or 8 Dindus. He went by doing drive-bys and shit, man, shooting them with a Tech 9, putting bullets in them and shit. They all lived, sadly. Well, I shouldn't say sadly, but they did kill an 18-year-old Italian woman. They brutally ate her private parts and everything. They said it was a Nigerian voodoo ritual also to grab the spirit of the woman in that town, the women in that town, so they could integrate. And so Luca lost his mind and he went out shooting them. He's a hero. He was arrested with the Italian flag on him and everything.
There's a lot of those countries over there that are getting sick and tired of all these immigrants. I think it was Spain or maybe it was over in the Dutch area where they burnt down like all the housing for the immigrants.
Yeah.
I believe that was Greece, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
I got a more local one. A newer one. It was from May 6, 2018, and this was about the mother of the murdered girl proudly carries flowers of Luca Traini, King of New Rome. It's Daily Stormer, May 6, 2018. So you remember when the 18-year-old girl named Pamela was murdered and chopped up by Nigerian drug dealers in Marcella, Italy. And our girl / Luca Traini went on a revenge shooting rampage throughout the city, firing at blacks. Everyone remembers that. Well, 94 days after the body was found, the girl's funeral was finally held, and Luca Traini sent flowers. The girl's mother, Alessandra, proudly carried the flowers sent by the hero. She said, "Ooh, I can't read that. I don't read Italian." Here's the translator, though. "We were pleased it was a tribute appreciated of proximity. Also because we had refused his crown. Then we should not even shake hands with all those politicians who have done nothing to prevent the death of Pamela. Though that doesn't seem quite right. You get the point. Italy is a whole in accepting the ideal of collective punishment of black people in the form of a shooting rampage. I think that he can get a pardon and run for office and win. I think if you did a poll right now, Italians would both support and pardon the vote of this man. Meanwhile, a Nigerian lawyer is claiming that he didn't rape the girl, so there is no motive for the killing. All that does is bolster the argument that the killing was a part of some kind of sick voodoo ritual. And that's the end of the article. But the point is what they did was they took out the vagina, and apparently what they do in their rituals is eat it to gain power.
Yep. That's exactly what they do. To gain power over the women, to seduce the women so they can integrate the culture. And if Luca will be pardoned if the elections, right now the Prime Minister of Italy is stopping the elections. He's vetoing them and holding them, but they're going to have them eventually. And Lega Nord is going to come to power, and Luca will be pardoned in the future. And he will run for office, and he will win. Think about it. Picture some young girl from your town viciously meeting a death like that. You're going to go nuts.
Well, I don't understand how people didn't think bringing in others from third world countries wouldn't fucking have a problem. These are people that think if they rape babies, they can get rid of their AIDS.
That's Angela Merkel for you in the UN. Angela Merkel brought all these people in, forcing and these cucked Italian government guys, Renzi, and the rest of these people who've been in power, who are not going to be in power in a few months. Everything's going to change in Italy. Lega Nord has they're going to deport 500,000 illegals. It's going to happen.
There is no law saying that you have to follow what the fuck UN says. Why are these countries doing that?
They're cucked out. They're ran by the UN. They're just cucks to the UN. Why do you think Italy has voted like they voted for the right wing? And the Italian and all the cucked Italians don't know what to do right now. So the president vetoed the vote. That's just going to postpone the elections for a few more months. But the inevitable is happening in Italy. The right wing is going to take power, and they are going to be the first European country to throw off these invaders. And I am so proud to be Italian. Viva il Luca, viva il Duce, viva Italy. Seriously.
Well, if you look at the tides of time, and you know history always repeats itself, it's going to happen again. It's the inevitable. You know, by creating this chaos, you're going to have conflict and war. You know, people are not going to sit on their hands and allow this bullshit to continue to happen. So you will see strife, and through that strife, you will see war. I don't wish it to be that way. I wish people would stay on their own side of the fence. But part of the problem is all these gibs. You can't be giving out all these fucking freebies and expect these people not to kill themselves to get it.
But think about these third worlders have been used to freebies from the first world for so long. In Africa, look at all the aid. What do you think kept Africa afloat? Is all the aid that the West brings them. They're used to, all they know are gibs. Even in America, all they know is gibs. What are they going to do for me? Obama phones, food stamp, blah, blah, blah. It's what can you give me? That's how the third worlders are, because these third worlders are thrusted into a first world society. You know what I mean? They can only
absolutely.
They can only thrive in their societies, which are basically gone in time right now. You know what I mean? So it's just like, damn.
Oh yeah, most of the Middle East is in the Stone Age still, and they jumped to fucking war technology. They don't understand how to use it.
Yeah, and Africa's even worse.
Well, yeah, these are barbarians that don't really understand. You know, America, we had to go through a lot of shit to get our technology. So we slowly got it. So we fucked up a little bit at a time, and we realized what we were doing wrong. These people were just handed fucking AK-47s.
Yeah, it was thrusted on them real fast and accelerated. And like that in Africa, the Africans mostly have the average IQ of a child. You know what I mean? That's why they do this crazy stuff.
Yeah, in Africa, IQ is not important. It's brutal force is what's important. Your warlords are not high IQ people. They're insane motherfuckers that will kill people.
Yeah. It's so when you put these people together, it don't mesh well. It's like putting a bunch of pit bulls and collies together. It's not going to go well.
Well, and if I was from there, I would be pissed because that's making me look bad. And not all of them are insane individuals like this.
No, there's good people out there, of course. There's outliers out there, you know what I mean? But but the majority is just like that. But there are some. There's always the Ben Carsons and the people like that, but not many.
What do you guys think of Candace Owens?
I don't know her.
Do you know who Candace Owens is?
No, I do not.
She's the Kanye West tweeted out how he likes how she thinks. And ever since then, she's gotten very popular. Trump has.
She was a little. Oh, my bad, Cynics.
Trump has retweeted her out, but she started off as a very SJW-like person. She wanted to make a website where people could dox people that they felt like were bullying them. So she wanted to make this website. If you felt bullied, you could go and put their name and their Facebook and where they worked and all that shit on this website. And people would call their bosses to get them fired. And now, I think she still thinks it's a good idea, but she won't do it. And now she's all of a sudden a Republican who says everything that we mainly say.
Dude, all of a sudden, as soon as she got popular, all of a sudden she was on InfoWars, then on Hannity. They're propping her up to be to win the blacks to the Republican side. They prop her up and put her on all the news stations because she's the based black girl. You know what I mean? She's somewhat attractive. So they put her on all this stuff. She's a plant to turn a lot of these. They want a black president. They want a black Republican to run for office. And they're trying to prop up blacks as Republicans. Why do you think they've taken Candace Owens out there?
Yeah, I don't know who Candace Owens is, but I'll say this much. Anybody that doxes somebody is the lowest form of life on earth. That is the worst thing that you could do. You know, I do not agree with it. I think it's a lowly thing to do to somebody. I totally disagree with doxing people. I think that should be a hands-off subject. But what do you think of talking about this thing, Tommy Robinson? What's your opinion on that, Snakes? I don't mean to.
It's really confusing to me because I understand that the reason why. So Tommy Robinson went to a court hearing where there was a pedophile ring being tried, right? And it was supposed to be a media blackout. But Tommy, he goes out there and does a media thing, and he gets in trouble for that. He's already on probation. He's already in trouble. So they arrest him, and within 5 hours, was it? They sentenced him to 13 months in jail or something?
Yeah.
So, and the reason why they want the media blackout is because they don't want jurors to be, influenced, which I kind of understand. But yeah,
he's going to get killed. He's going to get killed in prison, man.
Yeah, and the judge kind of laughed at that. Like when his lawyer, I don't know what they call him over there. I'm just going to say lawyer.
Solicitor.
When he was like, hey, yeah, our guy might get killed in there, the judge is like, shouldn't have done it then. So
he was almost killed before.
And London in general, or Britain in general, is very, let's protect the Muslims and screw everybody else. And I'm not sure why. It's very confusing to me. I don't want to just say, well, they're hating on him because he started the ADL and they see him as a racist, so they just want to get rid of him. Because I'm not.
They're doing it.
Yeah, EDL.
Or EDL,
they're exactly doing it. They want him out of there. They want him dead. That's why they're putting him in them prisons. Last time he was beat to a pulp. They tried to throw boiling water with sugar on the guy. He's definitely going to get killed. And all them guards are held hostage by the Muslim prisoners because if the guards don't give them up, they can hurt the guards also. And a lot of the white guys in there are white Muslims, and they want to counter signal, so they'll even hurt them more. Yeah, that system over there is cocked. The British government are just cocked out.
Yeah, the other thing is, it's like, I know they can't go into PC. Like, something has to happen. You need to fight somebody. So you got to punch somebody in the face, and then they'll put you in what they call 23-on-1. That means you're down 23 hours lockdown by yourself, and then 1 hour you get a little wreck. You get to walk around a little bit. But there's a story here. It's called "The UK Finally Found a Syrian Refugee that they didn't want around," and this was June 3rd, 2018. If these are the ones they want, which are the ones they refuse? It was astounding to hear that the UK had actually rejected a Syrian refugee's visa request recently. I mean, this brings up so many questions. First, I wasn't aware that refusing brown people was even an option over there. I didn't think such a procedure even existed. I mean, if it did, you think Britain wouldn't be having all these problems with knife attacks and trucks of peace. They show a picture of the guy from the guy that got killed. I forget the guy's name. You know his name, Bruno? The one that got killed in the streets, the British soldier.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Can't think of it.
That's all right. That's all right. Everybody knows who we're talking about. Are you telling me this guy passed some kind of bureaucratic examination before he was allowed in? Second, and even more frightening, in the question of what kind of monster this guy must have been to be denied entry, when even straight up returning ISIS militants are welcomed back with open arms, this guy must be some kind of super Muslim. Did he show up to the immigration office twirling a scimitar? He must have. Kodaku writes, Abdullah Karam, co-creator of autobiographical game about leaving Syria in 2014, has been denied entry into the United Kingdom. Karam's visa application was rejected just days before he was supposed to attend the Casual Connect European Games Conference in London, where his game, Path Out, was nominated for Indie Prize Award. Hey, game developer? Oh boy, I think I know what's going on here. What does this guy look like? This is his Twitter photo. I'm just laughing. Yeah, I see this. Well, I just found your problem right there. Karam currently resides in Australia, where he's received refugee status. This has previously allowed him to travel to a number of different European countries without issue. According to a report by GameIndustries.biz, however, when he was learned that Path Out was nominated for the Indie Prize in April, past winners include Who, Shadow Tactics, Blades of Shotgun, and Floor Kids. He learned he'd need a visa in order to travel outside the UK, where event was scheduled to take place end of May. According to Karam, this process required paying to expedite the process and traveling numerous times to Vienna for interviews. After everything was finally submitted, Karam learned on May 23rd that his application had been rejected. Karam shared the rejection letter with GamesIndustry.biz. It pointed to a lack of sufficient translated evidence by the gamer designer demonstrating this income. The reviewer of this application determined that Karam could not be relied upon to meet the conditions of visit entry clearance, and wasn't convinced he intended to leave the UK once the visit was over. So this guy Karam was a white-looking European presenting English-speaking Muslim with a high IQ and technical skills, and his own source of income. Looks pretty white to me. and he's only requesting a visit for a few days in order to attend an award ceremony. He's not asking for any gibs. Moreover, he's actually filled forums and shit before coming. In other words, he was ticking all the wrong boxes for the type of people the British government is actually interested in receiving. Basically, these immigration bureaucracies are extremely strict and confusing, making immigration to most Western countries very difficult and complicated. If you're white, that is because white people are the only ones who are bothered with meticulously filling out all these forms and are also the only ones these immigration laws are enforcing against. In other words, if you have enough actual agency to be following official procedures, you'll be in the system meant to keep you out. But if you just show up and demand asylum and infinite everything, you'll be treated like a king and never kicked out, even if you committed crimes nonstop. If Karam had just rushed to the border while twirling a scimitar and screaming Allahu Akbar, he'd have a hell of a better chance of attend to award ceremony than by filing the forms. He probably should have gotten a tan too. I like that. And the story.
Yeah, the white Muslims are very dangerous, man, because they can come over here and blend in as just any old Westerner.
Yeah, of course. They seek to come in and take all the gibs they could take. They want to empty the pockets of the citizens because guess what? All they come there is essentially to take away from the country that they're invading. They don't listen, and this is so funny with these Sivnak assholes. They talk about them assimilating. They're not assimilating. First off, we don't want them to assimilate. We don't want to mix ourselves out to make them comfortable. Second off, why should we have these people come in and steal from our nation? This is insanity. No people do this. The only people that do this are the ones that are too fat, stupid to know what's good for them.
You know,
via the West.
Like that lady who was molested by the manatee.
We're talking about Europe doing all this, but in reality, Canada is doing this too, and they're right above us. So maybe we should pay attention to them. Is it Trudeau who's doing?
Yeah, Trudeau, Justin. Yeah.
Now I know they have an election, so hopefully they'll kick that motherfucker out. But this is
they're pretty left wing over there.
Yeah, they are. I think. Well, it's hard to tell. I know the people on YouTube, you know, that are Canadian can't stand them, but I don't know about the rest of the country.
Well, what they do is here's the thing. They need somebody they like more than they hate. You know what I mean? If they got somebody they liked more than they hate, if there was a Canadian Trump guy or something, well, then they would vote him out. But if they don't got no reason to get to that ballot box, you know.
They did have that guy who admittedly smoked crack.
Oh yeah, he looked like Chris Farley.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I know he's dead now, but he was in charge at one point.
His last name was Ford. Chris Ford or something like that.
I don't know of any Canadian politicians who are popular. Maybe one of those Canadians that talk about America all the time, like Gavin McGuinness, or one of them Canadians can run or something. I don't know.
Wait a minute, Gavin McGuinness is Canadian?
I think so, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I thought he was because he worked for that Jew, Ezra Levant, from Rebel Media. And most of Rebel Media is from Canada.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Lawrence Southern and all them. Yeah, they got a massive...
What do you guys think of Lawrence Southern?
Lauren Southern, I don't like. I like what she did in South Africa, going to South Africa and all that stuff. But I don't really. She thinks that the Europeans have the right to stay European, but in America and Canada, we don't have the right to stay American and Canadian or something like that. I don't know. And I don't like her past coal burning and stuff, but I can kind of forgive her past coal burning because she did go to South Africa and try to help them people. But she's an e-celebrity, in it for the money. Like, they're all mad that Tommy Robinson's in jail with this tape over their mouth. But they didn't say nothing when Monica Schaefer went to jail, or that other old woman in Germany when they went to jail. So they're only looking out for their own. They're other e-celebs and stuff, I believe.
So
because an old lady jail in Germany for just saying the Holocaust was different or something. Monica Schaefer went to jail. Like, we did live streams with her brother, Alfred. You know what I mean? Like, why ain't they speaking up about them?
Yeah, Germany is insane with a lot of their rules over there. I know there was a tourist from China or something that was just playing around and gave the Sieg Heil salute, and he was arrested and kicked out of the country.
Yeah. If you give the Roman salute over there, you're in big trouble, man. Big trouble. Over there, they have thought crimes. You go to jail for thought crimes.
Yeah.
So basically, if you got arrested with a swastika, you are going to commit a hate crime, basically.
Yeah, from what I know, Lauren Southern's real name it's not Southern. Certain people like to change their names. I would never change my name. But her real name is Simonson.
Really?
Is her real last? Yeah, it's Simonson. Yeah. And the other topic that you were talking about, guess what? You know, they want to make this guy a martyr. I don't believe in it. What about Gary Helm? What about Darren Fletcher? What about National Action? Ursula Haverback, Wayne Bell, or Jess Turner, who's still in jail? Where were these people, these alt-right guys, to talk about this? They were nowheresville. That's where the hell they were.
True, but on the other, play devil's advocate. Does this help us to attack them for not sticking up for the Tommy Robinson guy? You know what I mean? No, it don't. But I'm right with you, and I agree with you totally. But yeah, it's still, maybe we shouldn't yell at them and harass them so much with this goofy tape on their face, because they're just a bunch of hypocrites. But maybe I shouldn't call them hypocrites and stuff, because it is a good thing to try to help this Tommy guy. But where were all these alt-right goofs when friggin' Monica Schaefer was put in jail and all these other people? And you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, yeah, that's the only thing that gets my goat.
Yeah, I hear you.
Go ahead, Dennis.
You don't disown them, but I think it's very important to push people that's on your side, because you want to keep them legit.
Yeah. Yeah, true, because, you know, even though that the thing that's going to Tommy Robinson technically is on our side, you know, in a way, not totally into the fullest that we are, you know what I mean? But he's speaking out against all that stuff. I don't know. It's just like I said, with all the old people in Germany get put in jail and then not doing nothing. It really sticks into my craw. But I guess you're right, though. It doesn't help by trying to take their credentials away, stuff like that.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I guess that works against everything I believe in. Actually,
she was on Andy Worski last night. And she kind of has a problem with capitalism, it seems.
Who?
Lauren Southern.
She was on Worski?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I hope they paid her, because I don't know why she would go on that fucking show.
To make JF look bad, that's why.
Oh, does she not like JF?
Yes, because JF's pro-white, and he's from Canada, too. And he was part of the Montreal independence movement. And Lauren, that's exactly why she went on Andy, to make to help Andy out with the JF thing.
Huh? I did not know that.
She only believes that the European countries have the right to stay European. She don't believe America. You know, she thinks that the muzzies that come here, as long as they assimilate and wave the flag, they're cool. You know.
Has she been to Dearborn, Michigan?
Probably not. She's been other places, though. She's like, much as I don't like her, she did go to South Africa and stuff, but she was well-funded and all that. But she did go shed a light on the South Africa, so that was good. So I have to lay off her because of that.
I did learn that there is an all-white ethno-state in Africa that has zero crime.
Orangina.
Yeah, Orangina.
Orina. Yes, yep.
And from what I heard is that they don't ever have crime until one black person decided to visit, and then they had crime. I don't know if that's true or if it was a joke, but it was funny.
It might have been a joke because they don't really let black people visit there. Really, they don't want to. But it could be possible. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, Arena is a country of former Boers and people who went and made their own. But they're landlocked. You know what I mean? Like they're landlocked. They got no ports to no sea. So, but it is an ethno state. You know what I mean?
So I haven't really heard any updates lately of the South Africa stuff. Are people leaving to Australia, or is nothing going on?
Well, the right-wing government in Australia is trying to get some people out of there, but it's really not working and stuff because technically the black government really don't want these whites to leave. You know what I mean? Because they need the whites there to blame them, and they need the whites to do farming or they will not eat. Black farms just do not stay in business that long. You know what I mean? So they and they like abusing these whites also. So why do you think these whites are not given refugee status? I went down to my state house. I pass out flyers. 14 goes to colleges. He went to Rutgers. This dude went to Rutgers, man. It looked like a third world country. 14 hot is walking around passing out flyers at Rutgers. And there's all these 6 foot tall fucking didn't do football players and shit. It was hilarious. But we go out and pass these things out. We're hoping to get the South Africans refugee status in some country.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to give me a second, guys. Jesse, where the hell you been? I want to send you a link. Jump on.
Yeah, jump in, man. Oh, Dana's here. Awesome.
Oh, what's going on, Dana?
What's up, Dana?
Dana?
I see Godzilla. I just don't hear you, Dana.
He always has mic problems. But anyways, go ahead with your South Africa.
I was just saying, we're just hoping to get these people South Africa refugee status somewhere because the people in the 10 cities must leave. Oh, there's Dana. Some farmers who don't want to leave don't have to leave if they don't want to. But if they did want to leave, they should all get out of there.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would. I mean, I get that, their great-grandparents were there and so they've been there for a really long time and it's their land and they want to stay. But Jesus Christ, when it's that dangerous.
Yeah, every 36 hours a farm murder happens. Every 36 hours. It's amazing. And then just not only the farms, you got the 10 cities, the squatter camps that the whites are living in. Squatter camps. Them squatter camps get preyed on by the black criminals outside of the squatter camps. They come in and steal little girls and put them on slave trades, and all kinds of crazy stuff happens. It's wild over there. I think Dana's trying to talk.
Sorry it took me so long. Google's being slow.
Yeah, Google sucks. What's going on, Dana? What do you think of whatever we've talked about?
AIDS thing, what California did, they turned it into a misdemeanor instead of felony.
Oh, okay. So there is some punishment. What's the punishment though? Community service. Dana, you need to get a better connection. We can never hear you.
I mean, yeah, what a lot of our guys do, is I got a good buddy of mine. His name is Travis. I can say his name, I think. Travis Coley. This guy is a great guy. He has a group called Community Outreach Program, and it helps white people in poor, dissident areas and neighborhoods across America. So it's a good, it's a great program, and it gets people involved to do things and help our people out. And that's what it needs to be about. I mean, me and Bruno personally, we are activists. Activists act, movements move. It's kind of why I don't agree with movementarianism is the new label people are putting on it, because people get involved in things and they say, yeah, we're part of a movement. I'm like, well, what the hell are you moving? I mean, if everybody's just talking about it, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah,
You need people.
Cynics had White Lives Matter on. He had Kevin on here.
Oh, yeah, that's great, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He asked a question. Do you know the punishment? The community service for the gays, they have to volunteer at the Boy Scouts for 6 weeks.
Well, they got rid of the Boy Scouts, so.
That's what it would be, you know. That would be the punishment that they would do. All right, you got trouble for giving someone AIDS, so now you got to go do community service at the Boy Scouts. That's what they would say to these people in California.
Yeah, in California, I believe that would probably be true.
Ain't it? Like, all right, work at the YMCA for 6 months. They're like, thank you.
14, I don't know what to call you, so I'll just call you 14 right now. So you go to colleges and hand out things. Do you ever video any of this stuff? Do you ever get into?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. I just started video, and we never did it before, but we started videotaping recently to try to like get people to see what we do. I have another video recording, but I had to have it edited, and it will be out there. I'll send it to my brothers in White Lives Matter.
Dude,
so they can put it up.
Oh, my bad. I seen the one where he went to Rutgers, man. Dude, he's walking around Rutgers College, him and his buddy, and they're just like the dregs of society. It was just nuts. And it was way more intense than Brown University, where I go. It was way bigger and way more intense. Like, I thought you were going to get into a fight over watching that video.
Well,
man.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we had one guy. We turned around and we gave my buddy, I'm not going to say his name, but he gave a flyer to a guy, a white guy, and he was from ROTC. He runs back over to tell his Negro buddy back at the fraternity house, look at this. These racists handed this to me. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. So he comes back. My buddy is one of the fucking greatest guys I ever fucking met in my life. I swear to God. He's badass. This guy comes over across the street, and he stands in front of the mailbox. So we're across the mailbox having an argument. And he's like, this is racist. You should be ashamed of yourself. He's like, listen to me, you little faggot. You came over here to cuck for your pet Negro over the fucking street. Well, we're not here to cuck, okay? Where the hell do you live at? You live in a nice, lily-white, posh neighborhood, and you're going to come over here and tell me something? My buddy said, I fought for this fucking country. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're not going to talk down to me. Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead. You little cuck beta faggot. You know, we don't take any shit when we come across people. Mainly my guy. I mean, he's one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. I swear to God. He gets into it, and we are going to stand there, and we're going to say what the fuck we have to say, and we don't give a shit who likes it and who doesn't.
See, my approach is I kill them with kindness, where even though I might come off looking not like so weak in some ways, but when I'm out there doing that, I try to kill them with kindness, meaning no matter what they say to me, I don't get verbally aggressive back. You know what I mean? In case they tried to touch me, then I'm going to punch them in the mouth and have my dog bite them. But I try to always kill them with kindness. Even if they get rude, I try to stay polite and all that stuff. But sometimes it's hard, you know what I mean? Because these people can be really nasty, you know, really nasty. Like they call the right wing nasty. These people are very nasty.
You guys ever have a problem with like campus police?
Yes, I was thrown off. There's a video of mine where it shows the guy come up to me, just starts right after I argued a bunch of leftist commies. The cop on the bike came right up to me, tossed me out all rude and cocky. It's right on the video. The guy's a jerk. I was just trying to tell him, he's like, I don't care what you're saying. Keep going. I'm arresting you. I'm arresting you. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, we had a run-in with the Hillel Foundation. I don't know if you know who they are. One of my buddies handed a flyer out to one of these. We thought he was a white guy. He wasn't a white guy. He was a Jew. So we're walking that direction towards the Hillel Foundation fraternity house. And as we come up, he ran up and he's showing him the article. So my buddy, dude, he's got mad balls. I'm like a little bit more timid than he is, and I'm not that timid. He turns around and he goes, "Go ahead, make sure you tell your friends at the ADL and SBLC." So then he wants to get into it. So then we give him a rash of shit about Israel and all their crimes. You know, we said, "Yeah, why don't you get the hell out of here?" Yeah, kvetched all the time about Israel, how you wanted to live there, you needed a country of your own, and yet you want to become an American citizen and become a parasite upon us.
What about?
Why don't you get the hell back over there?
14. What about positives? What positive people have came up to you?
Oh, we've had a lot of people. We have a lot of great responses of people coming up saying, "Hey, you know, I agree with you," and other people that were a little bit light where they said, "I agree with you, but I dare not say nothing." Because the environment that they're in, they're being bullied and pushed upon, and they have to get out of that mindset.
You remember that video that I did with the alt-right kid that went to Brown University, came up to me and pulled out the little thing that it's okay to be white, and he was looking around, and then I gave him the sticker, and he put it in his pocket like I gave him drugs, and he was like looking around all scared. He didn't want his fellow class people to see him and stuff, but he was like, "Thank you for what you're doing," and all that stuff. But he was so nervous to be seen talking to me like in good spirits and seeing me give him something. Like he had to like take off. Like I got him on video though.
Yeah, my guys have made the newspaper 25 times. 25 news articles. You know, we've made the newspapers that many times. These guys are the best people I've ever met in my lives. You know, I mean, I'm happy to be around them. You know, I mean, they're warriors. They're fighting for our people, and they don't sit on their asses. They get up and do it. And like a good buddy of mine, Travis, said, he told me, he said, "Movements move, activists act, slackers slack." So you get out and you do it. You be about it. You don't talk about it. And it's very hard. It's a very hard cross to carry. I mean, people think like it's easy. It's not. I give up a lot of my life. I give up a lot of my money. I lose jobs doing this. I lose, you know, different contracts I have with people, because I'll turn around if they say, "Hey, something's going on," I'll leave it a drop of a hat. And sometimes I can't do it, but I do it when I can. And that's what you have to do. You have to be committed. You have to become a fundamental, radical fanatic to want to survive for your people and not make any apologies, or you have to not cock, and you have to not like curb anything or marginalize anything that you say. You have to stand behind your principles. You have to put principles over personalities. I don't give a shit about myself or anything that I say. I say what I do, and I mean it. You understand? I don't sit there and apologize to anybody and backtrack. I won't do it. I live it.
Because the people are nasty out there, and you do get a bad rap. I had people drive by many times and yell Nazi at me and stuff, all for just passing out pamphlets, not going out with a swastika. I would never go out with a swastika flag. That's ridiculous and stupid. You know what I mean? And I'm still called a Nazi. So you just, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Jess, what's up? Berserk is here.
Hey, I just jumped on real fast to say I'm going to get coffee and I'll be right back.
All right.
Are you guys going to be streaming for a while?
That's up to the boss. That's the alien boss.
Yeah, we'll keep it going until you get back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll be right back.
All right.
Cynics, are you really an alien?
Well, technically, I'm not supposed to tell people because, you know, I feel like an alien most of the time I go out in the public because I just look at these son of bitches and think, there's no way I am part of this fucking species.
I gotta say, Cynics is one of the very, very unique and interesting YouTubers out there. One of my favorites, put it that way. But he never caught. He always, ever since I met this guy, he's always been the same. Cynics is a cool bastard, man. Anybody better subscribe to Cynics or we're coming after you. And that's a joke.
Well, thank you, Bruto. You know, I'm kind of old, so I kind of expect people like I'm 40. I expect people in my age range that they should know what the fuck they stand on. They shouldn't be changing all that much. But the more YouTube, the more YouTube people I watch that are older in their 30s, they're changing from being SJWs to anti-SJWs at times, and I just don't understand it.
And then they go alt-right also for a little bit and then change back, like the Warskis and then people.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Baked Alaskas.
Well, with Baked Alaska, he's strictly a where can I make $1? Where can I get popular? I mean, he was with BuzzFeed, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, well, people do have awakenings and stuff, but he flip-flopped. If he would have stuck to his guns after he got maced and all that stuff, he would have still had his people. But he cucked out, and he said he wanted to be a part of the Ice Poseidon selfie stick gang, and he just went off the rocker.
The selfie stick gang.
Yeah, that's what they are. The selfie stick gang. Selfie stick mafia, man. Like where they date, it's just I don't know. You have a lot of these YouTubers that do that. They go wherever they think the super chats are gonna be, and that's why real people get respect and people, you know what I mean. That's why like people like you have like loyal followers and stuff who actually respect you because you don't lie, you don't bullshit, you know, you ain't in it for the fucking money. You know, he does have some people should give Cynic super chats though, man, because he deserves it if anybody does. Well, you don't want to be an e-celebrity. That's the big difference. You know what I mean?
You know, and I started this kind of just so when my kids grow up, they can see what Dad thinks about certain things. And I don't give a shit if anybody likes what I say. I just don't care. But I find it very cool that I do have about 10 to 15 people that will always show up, will always watch my stuff, will always, you know, give me some support. That's very cool. And I appreciate all of you motherfuckers that do that.
Well, it's good. It's good and consistent content, and people appreciate fucking honest and straight up real people. There's so many friggin' shitty liars and people on YouTube that are just phonies. You can see right through them and stuff. So it's good when you find a genuine person. You know what I mean? They don't cuck on who they are or nothing. They don't, like you said before, you could have jumped on the alt-right train and had a fucking huge, you know what I mean? You could have went with it and made some killer cash. You have all the alt-right connections and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Look how much they were hating on you, calling you alt-right and a Nazi just because you had people with different opinions on your show, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was actually on another live stream, and they found out my channel and they went and looked at it and they came back and that's what they called me. They're like, why are you racist? I'm like, how the fuck am I racist? What the fuck are you talking about? Well, you have these all right people on. I'm like, yeah, we have conversations about stuff. What the fuck's wrong with that? Well, you're obviously racist then. Because I conversate with people? Okay. Well, you're an idiot, so let's talk to somebody else.
Well, if they would have listened to your streams, they would have heard you making a lot of arguments against us and stuff. You know what I mean? You say your opinions, you know?
You know, and I wish I could find people from the other side, like any SJW type person, that Black Hebrew Israelite guy that we had come on. I would love for more of those people to come on so I can argue with them, but they're way too goddamn scared. And people like you and people on the alt-right, they'll come, they'll argue with me, and then we'll find things that we agree with.
Yeah. Yeah, the others don't want to, though. They're like they just like their echo chambers, man. They don't want to.
Well, because they don't have any real arguments. It's very easy to dismantle their thoughts. You guys actually have some good ideas, and you have some actual points.
Yeah, it's hard to get some of them on there to debate and stuff, but they should. If they wanted to challenge you, they should come on and say, all right, this is why he's a racist and try to prove it, you know what I mean, or something like that, at least debate you on it. But yeah, if they hear any of your podcasts, they're going to lump you in with us.
Yeah.
Especially because of Berserker. She's your co-host, and she's pro-white, so they're definitely going to try to lump you in with us all day long. And that's not fair, really, because he's just somebody who's for free speech, you know what I mean? And he likes having conversations. So, and they're just going to, but they will do that. They're just going to lump you right in there.
Well, thank God I don't give a shit what people think.
Yeah, amen to that.
So,
amen.
14, you said you lost a job.
Yep.
How did you lose a job? Did they, like, dox you, or...
Well, he was at Charlottesville. I think his mic broke up. He was at Charlottesville and other things. But he knows. I don't know the story on his specific story, but yeah, I think he was doxxed a few times and stuff like that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I went to Charlottesville.
No, Cynics.
there.
No, Cynics.
Oh.
How did you lose your jobs, or like what was up when you said you lost jobs? $14, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
you
I
now.
can hear you now. No, he asked, how did you lose the jobs and stuff, being doxxed and stuff like that, or going out handing flyers?
Oh, I never had any problems being doxxed or anything like that. You know, like I look at it this way. I mean, there's a guy that we could bring on here, and I'd rather have him come on here. And I think you really like him. His name is Travis Coley. He's somebody that I look up to. He's essentially, and I'll say he's my hero. This guy's done a lot for the movement. He gets out there. He's not afraid to say what his name is and who he is and what he does. And he's a guy that I really want to promote and push out there. He's a sharp guy. If you think I'm a good talker, he's 10 times better the man than I am.
He's been done a million times. He lost a lot of jobs for this movement. He's been doxxed a million times, lost a lot of jobs, man. A lot of our guys have. And that's the power they have against us. You know what I mean? A lefty don't have to worry about if he's put out in the news or anything. Look at me. Luckily, I work with the diocese, and I'm in a lot with the nuns and the priests, where I can't lose my job because I'm known as my state as the Nazi and all that stuff. They doxed me a few times and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people in the movement who lose their jobs. It happened to Southern Dingo. He was at Charlottesville, and he seen a white girl get beat up at a carnival that he worked at, and he stuck up for her and stuff, and he was doxxed. He lost his job. So many people on the right that even people who like Trump, who are not even pro-white, have to like hide their love for Trump because they can get doxxed and lose their jobs.
Yep.
It's no joke. So we run a more risk, and I show my face and everything like that. So, and a lot of people like me do that, and they run a huge risk. Some people who can't show their face because they run the risk of losing their apartment, maybe their job, and then they lose their home because they have no job, in-laws, family members. Like, it's no joke, man. They use the doxing stuff to try to like destroy you. And I'm not into doxing. I won't even dox a commie. You know what I mean? In case somebody's like trying to harm people, that's different. But I don't believe in that doxing stuff. Because what if their family members?
It's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, because there's children involved, moms, dads, and people's lives. I don't like that route. But they know they can use it on people on the right wing, not even necessarily pro-whites, but right-wing people in general. There's people who lost family members over the election, just voting for a president, losing family members, losing jobs. It's just amazing. If you're in the wrong city and you're a Trump person, you can lose a job quick. Real quick.
Absolutely. It's really the family. That's who suffers. It's not you. It's people around you.
Yeah.
Well, if you suffer, everybody's going to suffer. It's like a trickle effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want to get that guy on here, just let me know, and we'll set something up.
Yeah, like I said, I look up to him. I think he's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. I mean, you could look his name up. He's not afraid. He's not hiding. Put in Travis Coley, do a Google search on him.
Well, his community first outreach helps a lot of people. There was a lot of families, white families that were poor, who around Thanksgiving time and Christmas time, who have troubles getting meals. These guys through community outreach set it up where these people get meals. There's people where their water bill was going to get shut off. They get a hold of community first outreach within 2 days. Their water bills, money's there, electric bills. I've seen it over hundreds of times over the years. Yeah, guys like that really don't put themselves first. They put other people first, and I really admire them. Really do.
Yep. Me too.
Because they care. They don't just. It's just not the talk. They walk the walk. Meaning where they could take this money and go buy nice stuff for themselves, and buy new coats and jackets and cars. But instead, they're actually giving it to people they hardly even know, just because of their kinship and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So those are the people I respect.
So 14. Have you had any family members that disowned you or whatever?
Yeah, I have. I've had ones. My aunt in particular, she was one of the ones that, because of my views and I kept it away because it's my mother's sister. So she turned around and I got into it with her. She voted for Obama twice. She used to always claim too that we were part Cherokee. Because your great grandmother was a Cherokee princess. And she run this tribe and blah, blah, all this bullshit. Well, I got a DNA test. Bruto seen my DNA test. I'm 100% white. So.
Really? No African?
Yep. Yeah, no African. Yeah. So I came up completely white. And I even told my mother, I said, make sure you tell my aunt about that. Make sure you tell her, because this is a fable that goes on for many, many generations that whites have Cherokee blood, and it's the noble savage, and they lived off the land. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Happens a lot in Oklahoma. A lot of whites who look as white as snow. Yeah, my great-great-grandma was Indian, and it comes out years later that they're not,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That happens a lot in the black community. Yeah, I have friends that will sit there and tell me that, they're from this certain tribe, and I don't want to hurt their feelings and let them know that it's probably not true, man. So I just leave
someone
it.
Probably lied to them. Hey, Dana's back. What's up, Dana?
The internet hates Dana.
Yeah, they don't like Godzilla, man. But yeah, many of families, and maybe they would say they were Indian because they felt bad, or I don't know. But that happens a lot. Yeah, you see that in a lot of blacks also. Up where I'm from, you have the Narragansett Indians, and the Narragansett Indians had to take in a lot of blacks after the cotton plantations in Newport shut down after slavery ended. A lot of the black slaves went to the Narragansett Indians because the Narragansett Indians tribes numbers were dwindling. And they literally had to take them in. That's why the Indians are really dark over here from that tribe.
Well, there was a time where you could pay to be an Indian because you got benefits from it. So I don't know if somebody in their family paid to be an Indian, and the story just got conflated into we are Native Americans. But
yep,
it does happen quite a bit.
A lot of those casino owners are as white as me and you, man, and they're friggin' on the top boards of Mohegan Sun, and they're making millions off of this Indian stuff, and they got blonde hair wearing feathers. It's like, what?
And I got a huge problem. I'm not even Native American, but I got a huge problem when I drive by a lot of these Native American lands, and they have trailers and almost no electricity and running water. And then you go a couple miles down the road, and the tribe that owns that area also owns this big ass fucking casino, making millions of dollars, but only a few of the Native American people in the group get that money.
Well, that's been like that all since the beginning, since we came here. As soon as we came here, some tribes joined with us and some tribes fought against us. So they were fighting each other long before we came here, and they were fighting each other while we were here. They never all united, because if they did unite, they would have pushed us into the sea in the 1600s and 1700s. But it never happened because they were always disputing with each other.
Yeah, I love these younger people who just for some reason think all the Native Americans were all one tribe and they all loved each other. No, they all hated each other.
Farthest from the truth you could ever be. The Sioux raided the Pawnee. The Pawnee raided the Blackfoot. Oh, my God. And all that Sioux land that the Lakota Sioux and the Dakota Sioux say they claimed, they took that from the Blackfoot. They took that from other Indian tribes by killing them. Only about 100 years before we came here and took it from them. So it's like, you stole that bike and I stole this bike from you. It's how the way the world works.
And really, the invaders, as they call them, a lot of them didn't kill any Native Americans. Most of them Native Americans were killed off because of they didn't have the immune system that the Europeans did. So diseases got to them and killed them off. Like a very large portion of them.
Yeah, especially the Outback Indians on the East Coast. Most of them, as soon as the whites came here, they had nothing to fight off the European diseases, and that's like we never gave them smallpox and blankets and stuff like that.
Not on
That's
purpose.
That wasn't true. It was just the diseases themselves. They would trade with each other, get sick. One guy gets sick, bring it back to the other tribe. They get sick, But they want to keep that narrative of the evil invaders who stole the land and all of this and the evil things they did to the red man. And just, it's the world's longest violin playing.
Okay,
now, where is
Jessie got her coffee and she's heading back. So
yeah, all right. You just heard from him?
Yeah.
Now, where did she go to get that coffee? Columbia?
I don't think she lives in a very large town. So
she was crushing those coffee beans in her basement.
I've never been a coffee person. I always drank Monsters or energy drinks.
I like cappuccino. Strong cappuccino.
There's a clip if you'd like to play it. It's pretty good. It's called. You can look it up on YouTube. You can put in you didn't sprout from the plains.
That comes from the movie Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee.
Yep. If you want to play that clip, that's one of the best clips I ever heard. It's only a couple minutes long. It's like 3 minutes long.
What was it called? You didn't come from the plains?
Yeah, no, it's called You Didn't Sprout from the Plains.
Sprout.
Put that in YouTube, you'll find it.
It's a clip from an HBO movie, and it explains what we were just talking about. It shows a white general sitting down with Sitting Bull and explaining to them how they took it. It's very interesting, and it's really a lot more people should see clips like that, and maybe they would understand the situation more instead of just like the invader and all that stuff.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I got it right now. It is 2 minutes and 24 seconds long. We will let it run, and I will let you know when it's done.
Okay.
Sitting Bull requested this council to await his word. Take your soldiers out of here to spare the bleeding. Very well, sir. Tell me then, how far away should I take my men? You must take them out of our lands. What precisely are your lands? These are the lands where my people lived before you whites first came. I don't understand. We whites were not your first enemies. Why don't you demand back the land in Minnesota where the Chippewa and others forced you from years before?
The Black Hills are sacred land given to my people by Wakantonka.
How very convenient to cloak your claims in spiritualism. And what would you say to the Mormons and others who believe that their God has given to them Indian lands in the West?
I would say they should listen to Wakantonka.
No matter what your legends say, you didn't sprout from the plains like the spring grasses, and you didn't coalesce out of the ether. You came out of the Minnesota woodlands, armed to the teeth, and set upon your fellow man. You massacred the Kiowa, the Omaha, the Ponca, the Oto, and the Pawnee without mercy. And yet you claim the Black Hills as a private preserve bequeathed to you by the Great Spirit.
And who gave us the guns and powder to kill our enemies? And who traded weapons to the Chippewa and others who drove us from our home?
Chief Sitting Bull, the proposition that you were a peaceable people before the appearance of the white man is the most fanciful legend of all. You were killing each other for hundreds of moons before the first white stepped foot on this continent. You conquered those tribes, lusting for their game and their lands.
just as we have now conquered you for no less noble a cause. This is your story of my people. This is the truth, not legend.
Okay, it's done. I wonder how pissed off people would be if that came out in today's time.
What do you mean? The movie?
Yeah.
Well, the movie, it's not that old. It's only about 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was made on HBO. It was pretty good, actually. Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Excellent movie.
What is that
So
sound?
it wasn't that long ago. And a lot of people use that clip, like, on YouTube in these arguments, you know?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I'm glad you guys said something about it.
Yeah, it explains it, like, yeah, and it's shot for even Hollywood and HBO to not play up on the other narrative and to let that be said was pretty cool. I was shocked, actually.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think they would do something like that in today's age.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, wow.
But he's right. Why would you be bitching about us about these lands when this tribe over here took this shit from you? Why don't you go bitch to them?
Yeah, or explained how he's like, how you swept down from the north and slaughtered these tribes. Like, you know what I mean? That's what happened. So now you're mad that we're doing it to you. Like, it was all right 30 years ago when you massacred the Pawnee, you know what I mean, and killed them and enslaved their women. But now that we're kicking you off your land, we're not even doing as bad as shit that you did to them.
I picked the one that had the low fucking audio. Sorry, guys. Go watch it.
Yeah, go look it up. Now, where's Jessica in this coffee?
I don't know. I know we're kind of just bullshitting until she gets here.
We're waiting for the berserker. I think she's conquering Denmark right now.
I love that quote, too. That was like one of the perfect quotes, too. He said, no matter what your legends say, you didn't sprout from the plains like the spring grasses, and you didn't coalesce out of the ether. You came out of Minnesota's woodlands, armed to the teeth, and set upon your fellow men. You massacred the Kiowa. The Kiowa, the Omaha, the Ponca, the Otto, and the Pawnee without mercy. And yet you claim the Black Hills as your private preserve, bequeathed by your great spirit? Is it not right? Who the hell do you think you're talking to exactly?
Yeah, that's epic. Anytime someone brings up the Indian debate, I throw that right in there.
Yes.
Infuriates them.
Tell me you had that written down and you don't have it by memory.
No, I remember from the movie.
That's his memory.
Damn, really? You got that kind of memory? That's a memory right there.
When it comes to this stuff, it's very personal.
Hey, if you believe that, I got something in Jersey I can sell you.
Okay, I thought so. Well, my cousin has an eidetic memory. So if he just reads something, he just remembers it.
Well, I know people that watch TV and they'll remember parts from like movies, like whole parts from movies. I know a lot of people like that too. So you got me on that one. I thought he remembered it because I know some people who can like remember like Godfather scenes and Goodfellas scenes and know the whole thing. I'm like, oh, you remember that?
No, I do, but that lengthy bit there, no, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you could have.
But yeah, there is shit I can remember.
You sent me the article about racist, anti-Semitic flyers found in Princeton. You want to read that?
Yeah, that was just between you and me. These are all the articles that came up. I mean, how many is there that you have? How many articles did I send you roughly?
Oh, I have no idea.
That's Jersey Goys. Jersey Goys do this type of thing, okay? That's what that is. There's probably, 25 articles?
Yeah, there's a lot.
At least 25. So I try to, tell these other guys to get out and You are the movement. If you want to, movements move, activists act, and slackers slack. And I learned that from a great man called Travis. So I want to see other guys get out there and stop bitching and go, oh, I don't like the way it is. Well, there is a way up and out of this. What we have is, it's
what about
called a,
But at 14, 14 usually tells people, like, when we catch these young kids talking violent, or we catch these young guys saying they want to get out there and hurt somebody, 14, and I will tell them, hey, you want to be radical? Go hand out some flyers. Don't talk about hurting people like idiots. Why don't you go out and pass out some flyers? Do something like that instead of talking about you want to hurt this one, all that. Because once in a while, you'll catch these young kids who be like, we got to get out there and beat some people up. Or
absolutely.
And as soon as you shut them down immediately with that. If you want to be active and you want to help out, get out and pass some flyers out. What's up, Jess?
Yeah, we don't condone, support, or endorse any violence whatsoever. We are a peaceful activist movement. We're not for violence. We're for fucking proper solutions through activist means. And that's what we do. Understand? We're not out there telling anybody to do anything lesser of a cause that we wouldn't do for ourselves. We are doing this. We're out there and we're waking young people up every day. We're waking our people up. They're your people. I'm not worried about the opposition. To hell with them. We're worried about our own damn people. And these are the people we want to reach, and we show them, and we face them face to face, and we say what the hell we got to say. And we're not afraid. We're not going to get scared off because some patriotard or some liberal says, oh, I don't like what you're doing. It's racist. I don't give a damn. I got a constitutional right, and we say this. Use your rights or lose your rights. And we're here, and we're going to do what the hell we're going to do. And we don't give a shit what they got to say. They don't like it? Tough. Move on. Get away from me. That's how we feel. So I'd like to bring a guy on, a better man than myself, Travis Goley. He's somebody I look up to, and I'd love to have him on your show. And I'd like to spread his awareness and message. He's somebody, like I said, I look up to this guy. I think he's a gift from Providence, as far as I'm concerned. A man much better than myself.
Hey, what's up, Jessica? Berserker.
Nothing much. Nothing much.
How's it going, sister?
It's going. How are you guys doing?
Oh, good. Just here talking to cynics, Dana, 14, talking about Hollywood, Indians, aliens, a lady that got molested by a man.
Yeah. Okay, so did that really happen? Did she actually get molested by manatees?
Yeah, she's claiming that she was swimming, I guess, with sea.
Is it just that like they stared at her too long and she's like, that's rape?
No, they literally surrounded her and mounted her.
Oh my god!
And
my god!
A guy on a jet ski had to come and get her.
Jeez.
What was she doing in the water?
See, I want to say some really fucked up things, but I'm not going to.
Please do. Please do.
No.
Well, if you don't want to say it there, Jess, I'm glad to meet you too, Jess. My name's 14. Yeah. Listen, I know you don't like to see filthy stuff like that. I don't either, and I want to just tell cynics, that disgusting Rabbi Glickman, if you see him, I can't stand that bastard. He's got this video called Rabbi Strikes Back on YouTube. He is absolutely appalling to me. I can't stand him, but the video is on YouTube. It's called Rabbi Strikes Back. You should see what this guy does. These rabbis, they make me sick. So with that, that's all I got to say. Am I right, Bruno? Did you see it?
What did he do?
The video is called Rabbi Strikes Back. Bruno, is he not disgusting, this rabbi?
Yeah, I don't. He trolls my channel all the time. The guy.
I hate him. Yep.
What does he do?
I don't know. You just look at the video is called Rabbi Strikes Back. Or no, Glickman. Glickman Strikes Back. That's the name of the video. I'm sorry. Go look at that. This guy is perverted. I can't stand him.
Oh.
He's a rabbi, and he trolls us all the time.
Yeah,
I was going to ask cynics, where was that lady from who was mounted by the manatees? Was she a local Floridian or something?
Yeah, she was from Florida, but she was on vacation, so I guess just a different part.
Was she deep in the water, like alone? What was she doing out there that far in the water? She don't look like she could swim that well.
No, you don't have to go that far in the water.
She didn't look like she could swim that well.
Well, she could float, I bet.
Oh.
But in
Hey, Cynics, your mic is really low.
yeah, everybody keeps saying
Yeah,
that. There's
it
nothing
is.
I don't know what I did.
Okay.
I can't fix it.
Okay.
Well, they had a
Is that the 400-pound woman?
So like, how did she get on the? Never mind.
Well, in Florida, those manatees will come right up to you. They're used to like being fed or petted or I don't know what, but they get very close to you.
Yeah, the boats will hit them in the heads and stuff. Oh, I've seen things on
So
that.
it was their revenge.
Well, they're very friendly. Like Cynic said, they are. They're not mean. I guess they're
too friendly.
Yeah, they're too friendly.
But they're not mean. They're a little, little frisky.
So fucked up. They recognized one of
Was
their
she a
own.
big
Ha ha ha!
Yeah, she was a 400-pound lady.
That had to.
Oh, well, did they confused her as a manatee?
That's what I just said, Dana.
Had to.
Well,
It had
they were
to come into play. Think about it. Her size had to come into play.
It's so fucked up.
Taylor Swift swimming. If Taylor Swift was swimming, I don't think the manatee would have confused her as a fellow manatee.
Well, they say it was because she was on her period, but yeah,
Ew.
That's good. Yeah,
Just like bears can smell it, so can manatee. Nowhere is safe.
Oh man. Why was
Sharks
she?
can smell that miles away.
Did she fall in the water, or she was legitimately?
Fell in, and the water took her out.
she fell on
Just
land.
like series of inconvenient events.
She
Yeah.
fell on land, but it was on a hill, so she just kind of rolled down.
Oh no!
Okay, I gotta stop. That's mean. That was a mean one. Why'd you guys make me do that?
So fucking mean.
Was she wearing floaties? I'm just curious because she was pretty big.
Built in. Sorry.
Yes, they were built in.
I just couldn't believe that story when I seen that when I first turned on this podcast and I seen a woman sexually assaulted by a manatee. I thought he was trolling. Something was gonna come up.
Because normally he makes his titles a little bit, clickbait, but not. You know what I mean? So it could have been like a bait and switch, but nope. This one was legitimate.
100% honesty.
I thought she mounted the manatee. She took advantage of the sea cow or something, but evidently
Maybe that's what happened.
You never
And then
know.
she got caught, and so she was like, "No, it was them."
Is my mic working?
Man.
It's not.
It's called the
working.
C2 movement. It's going on in the sea.
Jeez.
You're gonna
Hello?
get people coming out of SeaWorld.
I think that actually. Never mind. I'm done with this conversation.
No, the lady got eaten at SeaWorld.
Next time, woman on period gets eaten by a great white shark.
Oh man! Well, that lady Dawn, the woman at SeaWorld. Remember when the whale killed her? The whale Tilikum ate her. She was a trainer. I don't know why he ate her, but he ate her real quick.
Because he was pissed.
Well, he was putting a
He's
little.
like, "You're in my realm now, bitch."
Well, he was in a tank, and picture being picture living in a bathtub,
Yeah.
literally. And they're mammals.
You got these assholes clicking at you all the time, trying to do commands.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the elephant trainers, they abuse all these animals. Pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Are there manatees at SeaWorld? They're pretty big, them sea cows. They're called sea cows and manatees, but
They're kind of ugly, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very ugly. They look creepy.
It's like people are like, "Oh, look, manatees." It's like, eh.
They would scare the shit out of me if I see them. They're pretty creepy looking.
I can't believe, they say that that's where the mermaid legend came from. Sailors on the sea saw the manatees, thought they were women.
Really?
And I'm just like, how are you going to confuse a manatee?
I don't buy that one.
But that's what they say. Like, what are they?
I know.
What women were they around?
Maybe it was that lady.
Yeah.
It was
They'd have to be really fucking drunk to, if they don't even have hair.
Yeah, I know. They're pretty big too. They're monstrous.
They hang out by the power plants.
Oh, he's back. Hi, Cynics.
Is my mic working?
No,
Yep.
it's the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I
low.
can hear you. I can hear you, but it's really low.
It's PETA. They're really mad at what you're talking about the sea cows like this. That lady
It
wasn't
isn't.
embarrassed, though. Imagine coming on saying you were molested by a sea cow and the way you look, and she looks like a sea cow. There was nothing that told her, hey, I might look stupid doing this.
Was she indignant at least? Like angry or well, you know what I mean? How do you react to that? Because it's not like you can really be angry at anything. Because it's nature.
I don't know how sea cows are.
I know if that shit happened to me, it's like, nope, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. It was a lovely day at sea, and then never go back.
Yeah, I don't think I would go on TV and say I was
No.
a cow. Especially if I was 565 pounds. I look like Honey Boo Boo and her mother ate in Honey Boo Boo. She was pretty big.
Oh,
Aw.
God, her.
She looked like Mama June back in the heyday of Honey Boo Boo.
She lost a lot of weight.
Somewhat.
How's a sea cow supposed to molest someone when they have flippers, not fingers?
There's a group of them.
I think they
Yes. I don't know. I don't know.
they coordinated the sexual attack, Dana.
Oh.
What other stories were there? Were there other stories? We have a wealth of stories.
Yeah, Flipper.
We talked about that AIDS thing earlier.
Oh, the
The what?
gift.
California.
Jessica, did you ever see the documentary called, it's really sick. I didn't see it until somebody told me about it. It's called The Gift.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the documentary, but
Yeah,
someone tweeted about it, so I know about that. Oh, it was Mr. Medicourt.
Yeah,
He did
so
a video about it.
yes, I said that earlier. Minotaur did a video about it, and it's just so sick and degenerate. It's just like
It's kind of scary, actually.
very
I
much.
think that there are people that think that way, and all it takes is for one like deranged asshole to be like, the world would be better if they all had it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Somehow try to spread it to the whole world. That's what I
remember there was a woman who was trying to do that too.
Really?
Yeah, Tommy Sotomayor did a video
Oh,
on
that's
her.
right up his alley. That's right up his alley. Degeneracy to the max. Wow, a woman doing that, she should be in jail, just like the man. And you know how many of those guys that were going there were probably like secret fags, and they would go giving it to their wives and shit. That's how AIDS was spread to the heterosexual community. These closeted gays who were married and went out and did their secret disgustingness on the side would bring home the AIDS to the woman. She don't know. She gets divorced, has relationships, and gives it on. It was just spreads viciously. Unbelievable. But not many heterosexuals have it nowadays, in case you're black. But like white heterosexuals, you don't see many of them with them. It's usually gay homosexual men. AIDS is really rampant in the black community. A lot of black females have AIDS, like a lot of them.
Atlanta is full of it.
They're very promiscuous in that community too.
Yes, very much. Oh well, gay men have about 100 partners in a few days. Like I forget the statistic. It's pretty sick. It's
I don't think that's true.
Oh yeah, all right. Listen, we're guys. We know if you put, all right, in my prime when I was younger and stuff, if you put 100 beautiful women in front of me, and come on,
You wouldn't have time within a couple days.
well, you know what I mean.
100. Is also a stretch.
No, I wouldn't say that. These clubs are deviants. If you've seen that show, The Gift, you wouldn't be saying that.
I'm just saying time-wise. That's
yeah. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating a little. Who knows?
a little bit.
I wouldn't put it past them though, especially after seeing that Gift movie and just knowing about how they just seeing them in general and just being a man myself, knowing where. If there was 1,000 beautiful women that were willing to go, you know what I mean? It's just the natural thing of a man. So it's basically like the dominant sex looking for each other. How do I explain it? Like, it's like
yeah, but not all men are that minded. Where they just want to like
very true, but
sow
still.
their seeds in all these fields.
No,
you know?
I'm not saying I'm like that. Other men are all like that, but the average guy, if you put like if the average man, if a bunch of beautiful women knocked on your door all the time, I don't see many men. I don't care throwing them off. You know what I mean? So
I do. I think the average dude would be more monogamous minded.
Well, yeah,
I think the ones that have the biological drive to go out there and be all crazy with it, that's like a small percent.
Yeah, but if women were throwing themselves at these young guys who are going out to clubs like that, it would be high rate. But women obviously don't do that. But let's say
but then when you consider like the specific type of people that would go to clubs, and that's different because that's a specific type of person.
Well, not just clubs, even in donut shops, wherever. If a woman
shops.
Well, seriously, if a woman was like that driven like a man, how many times does a guy hit on pretty girls when he sees them? Every pretty girl he hits on, mostly a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men hit on pretty women. So let's say every one of them pretty women said, yes, I like you and I want to go with you. You know what I mean? And if they were both thinking like the male mindset, there would be a lot.
I just disagree. I think the average male mindset is more monogamous.
Not in guys.
True, but
yes, Ryan.
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Jeez.
What'd you say?
A little bit.
What'd you say? Were you talking bad shit? That you're like, oh shit, they can hear me.
I've been talking and nobody's been replying, so I just assumed nobody can hear me.
Oh, we couldn't hear you.
It's just because it's so low, so we probably can't hear you when other people are talking.
What
did you say?
Nothing.
You don't think that the average male is monogamous?
No.
Oh, you man whore.
No, that's not fair. It's just it's how guys are.
No, it's not. I've known a lot of dudes, and a lot of them are more single relationship minded. They enjoy having that one person that they love.
I'm not saying that they don't would rather have just that one person, but if they have 10 women throwing themselves at them, they're going to go home with at least 9 of them.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, Cynics is right.
I disagree with both of you guys. Well, you guys are wrong.
I disagree with that too.
What?
The younger ones.
Oh, young and
Ryan,
stupid?
wait,
Sure.
no, Ryan, what?
The younger ones. If you're 40, you're probably not going to go home with 9. You'll probably go home with like 6.
Son of a bitch.
I'm 39. Can I get 7?
You have 7, Bruno.
No, I was monogamous in high school, thanks to my parents' generation.
See, there you go.
I'm not saying
my parents' generation was the
That's
free
just
love
you
thing.
two. Yeah, Bruno and Sidix, you guys are man whores.
Yeah, we're
I was monogamous.
You guys are not the average.
I was monogamous for most of my life, but I'm saying, and what we're saying, if beautiful women knocking at your door and throwing themselves at you like us men approach pretty women, it's going to happen. I don't care who's going to play the nice guy or whatever. It's just nature. Not every guy. There might be some shy guys out there who would say, Britney Spears, get out of my house, but the average guy is not going to throw.
Ew, Britney Spears?
You know what I'm
out of
saying?
all the people you pick?
Yes.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean. Well, say Miss Americas, or a bunch of Miss Americas are pretty women hitting on guys. So basically the same male mindset. The gays are having way more sexual partners and being 100 times more promiscuous. They're drama queens. They're very devious.
Hey, Ryan, why don't you lower the volume on everybody else's to match yours?
I can't.
See if that works. You can't?
No, I jumped out of the main one, and now I'm just on the regular one, and it won't give me a control panel.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and not say a whole lot, I guess.
You're sounding louder now.
That's because I keep on moving really close to the mic.
Yeah, to hear Cynics earlier, I was putting the speaker right up to my ear.
Well, don't let me not talking stop you guys from talking. Talk.
No, you're the main host. You have to talk.
Oh, I've
You're
been
the
on
main
here for
alien.
2.5 hours. I've kind of talked out.
Oh,
What new stories do we have since Jessica won't believe that we men are whores?
you guys are just whores, not the average man.
Jessica, did you hear about?
You know, that's a really amazing power that women do have, though. It's like a woman that like is attractive. She has this like strange superpower over dudes where they just lose their minds.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
even ugly women could get guys.
no, not just get guys, but like make like the whole like make them lose like they're just like there, here, have money.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they do.
Kind of sad for it's kind of sad for your species. Kind of
Yeah,
glad I'm a woman. I'm impervious to such things.
I've seen a lot of dudes throw a lot of money at young, beautiful women like morons. Like seriously, they do have that power. Or like even when you see a beautiful woman, like you get this certain like rush through you and like euphoria in you. I don't know, something about a woman, a beautiful woman.
Not to say Jessica is wrong, but there are good-looking guys that can get women to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I think it's different though. Well, I don't think women just lose their minds like men do because you know the blood doesn't rush to a certain area. You know what I mean? Like there's like this thing like in guys like they just lose it, like lose all perspective of like, you know, reason.
I know a few women that do
and
that.
they can fuck up their whole life.
Have you seen the girls at a Backstreet Boys concert?
Yeah, exactly. Ain't it?
That's different.
Oh, that's different.
I would argue
Did you
that's
see
different
those-
because it's the euphoria of being at a concert.
How do you
and
groupies though, Jessica? The groupies.
well, they're just whores.
True. But
You have, I mean, and then also you have to understand you have a smaller, you have a certain type of women that are going to these concerts, and the groupies are going there specifically for that reason.
well, they don't know they're going to get picked from the crowd. Like the Aerosmith guys, and I've heard them groups saying like they would have their managers like pick a bunch of women from the crowd and stuff like that. So the women probably don't know they're going to get picked. They're hoping maybe.
Yeah, but they're going there, like they're in love with the bandmates, and so they're perfectly fine with.
And that's a special.
It's not like it's not like they like lost their mind. Like they can't like, oh, boobies, oh my god, here, have money. You know what I mean? Like there's like a difference.
No, there's not. She's going, oh, Aerosmith. Oh my god, I don't know this guy, but I'm gonna have a sexual encounter.
Oh, your examples are awful, Aerosmith.
Well, have you been to a male strip club? Women?
No.
No.
Yeah, they do, but it's different. It's a different atmosphere. In fact, you can hear people talk, like psychologists talk on how different it is. In fact, like from what I hear, a bad strip club, women are there like with groups and they're like having fun and like it's like rowdy and you know, and then dudes strip joints, it's like all seedy and depressing, and the guy's like, man, boobs. He just like throws dollars.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that men don't go more crazy. I'm just saying that there are some women there's certain guys that can get women to go crazy.
Hashtag not all.
Yes, not all. Hashtag not all.
I never saw that strip crazy.
You what? Do you go to men's strip clubs?
I never. Women's strip clubs. I never seen the dudes go crazy.
No, they do. Okay, but they do it. See, that's the funny thing is they do it in a different. They're not even excited about doing it. They're there. They're like depressed looking, and they're giving out all of their money because this woman's like shaking in front of them.
Yeah.
Whereas women in the clubs are like, "Woo, we're partying, girls, blah blah blah." They're drinking and they're making jokes, and it's like lively.
Did 14?
I mean, there's
our conversation.
Yeah, he left.
Maybe the Mossad raided his house.
So real quickly, Drunk for Battle comes up with, I saw Solo yesterday. Of course, he doesn't tell me if it's good or bad, but it did lose quite a bit of money.
I heard it sucked.
Yeah.
What, Brian?
I heard it sucked, and I heard Solo actually lost a lot of money. And it's not the first Star Wars to lose money. Every one that's coming out is getting worse and worse in the money draw.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you bleed that concept dry, you know.
Well,
it's also Kathleen Kennedy too. She's destroyed Star Wars.
Disney destroyed that. What a shame.
Well, they have literally scrapped the one that they're making right now. They've totally scrapped the script and the name and are rewriting it because of it. So maybe they're
Really?
going to get away from the SJW stuff.
Is that what it was? Was it filled with a bunch of
Yes, it was.
hoity-toity messages?
They made
You know-
a robot a woman, and it's supposed to be the Millennium. The Millennium. Oh my God, what's the name of that ship?
Millennium
Solo
Falcon?
Yeah, that one. It's supposed to be like the brain of the ship.
Oh, of course.
What a shame. Star Wars was a good show, good movie as a kid.
I was just listening to Leonard Skinner, and one song I've listened to like my whole life. I actually like heard the lyrics, and it was like an anti-gun song. I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
Which one,
Not
Jess?
you, Leonard Skinner.
Which
Oh
one?
God, how's it go? Damn it.
Never heard that one.
Saturday Night Special.
Oh, all right. Did you ever hear the guy Ted Nugent? Did you hear about him being a pedophile?
No, what? That's gotta be bullshit.
No, honestly, that's what I said until I seen. There's this guy called Jamie Deluxe or Deluxe, whatever. He does all the shows. He exposes Dan Schneider and all these pedophiles and stuff. He's like a pothead weirdo guy, but he did a thing on Ted Nugent, and Ted Nugent, in his own words, talking about how he was attracted to 14-year-old, in his own words, how he was attracted to 14-year-old women, and bragging about how much fun and how pleasure it was to have sex with 15 and 16-year-olds. It was pretty creepy.
Yeah, he does have that smile about him.
And he doesn't like drugs.
Like, well, then we definitely can't trust him.
Well, my thing is that if he does, rock and rollers who don't like drugs have some
other
yeah, thing like that.
Yeah, it's like they say you can't trust a man with no vices.
Yes, true. Everybody's got a vice. You know what I mean? Everyone has a vice. Mine is killing Asians at midnight. That's a joke.
I like to punch puppies.
Don't go near mine.
I would not punch. No. He bites back.
He bites back. Only Chihuahuas. Oh, man.
So you've been streaming for 2 hours?
2.5.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I was
gonna cut it for you.
Yeah, I was going to cut it off about an hour and a half ago, but then you popped
And then
in.
I showed up?
Yeah. Been trying to get a hold of you all day.
Oh, man, I was passed out. I was so tired.
Kayaking does that.
Yeah. It's a lot more strenuous than canoeing.
Yeah, kayaking's a tough sport. You're moving them arms like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it kind of affects the lower back, too, because my back hurts a little bit now.
Now, did you go kayaking in a stream or like the rapids?
In a river.
Oh, wow. Cool. Were you fishing or just like racing people?
Well, it's like they call it floating. I guess it's like a thing down here that you do. You just like float down the river. I couldn't just float down the river because I was by myself this time. I went canoeing last time with my buddy, and that was fun. But this time I was by myself, so I was like, meh. So I tried to like race up the river and then back down, and like, I don't know. It was fun.
Sounds like an adventure. Did you hit
really peaceful.
Did you attack anybody with a war axe?
Unfortunately, no. Making fun of me for wearing red lipstick at the river because I always wear red lipstick wherever I go. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know red lipstick is important for the river, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Red lipstick's important for every event, blah, blah, blah." Anyway, so we go up to the thing, and you want to know what happened to him right when he got in the river?
No.
He tipped over, and all of his stuff floated away. And then me and my buddy jumped in our canoes, and we got it for them, and it was like, ha, ha, ha. I didn't tip once.
Yeah, all right, did you end up losing the lipstick? Obviously, after canoeing, you get...
Yeah, I looked like hell by the end of the trip because my hair is all fucked up and no makeup at all. And I really badly wanted to, like, reapply more, and I was like, no, I won't be that girl.
Now, did you ever think of, like, going on, like, a kayak trip where, like, you just go up the river and, like, pull over a camp for the night?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
You gotta do that, dude.
That is definitely on my, plan to do. And I want to go kayaking in the wintertime where I guess it gets really crazy.
Yeah, if that's dangerous, though, man. You can fall.
I know.
So
I know.
I would suggest you don't do that because you could fall over and freeze.
Oh.
Definitely get your kayak buddies together and like go on like a little kayak camping trip or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's my plan.
You videotape it and do some videos or something, maybe. Like
Possibly.
talk some history or something. Maybe find out if any Native Americans were on that river, or if there are any battles.
You know, it's so funny you bring that up because it's so fucking peaceful when you're just like floating along and there's these really high bluffs and like luscious trees that are really tall, you know, and like there's like the river in front of you and like side, you know, the banks on both sides, and like you can't help but wonder like what this river, you know, what story this river has to tell.
Yep.
Especially like back in the day when settlers were maybe floating through and like an Indian, like that's what I like to imagine is like these Indians like coming out from the forest and like some kind of fight breaks out or something.
It might sound crazy, but when I'm in the wilderness and at places or standing at the beach, I'm just like, all right, what happened here 15 or 150 years ago? Like, what? Who lost their lives here? Who camped out over here?
I literally brought that up last week when we were floating.
Can you hear
That's
me?
pretty cool. Yeah, you should find out some of the hit. Next time you go to that place, find out some of that local history or something and see if there like was some like event or whatever around there. Maybe you could do a little video on it.
The only thing is, then that kind of gives away my location.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck that then. All right. Fuck it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can't. Sadly, you can't do that.
Can you hear me?
That would be cool though. Like take it like over here. I could tell. Like if I had a kayak, I could take it down the Narragansett River, and I could explain to people where the Pequot camps were and the Narragansett camps were, and all stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got to do that. I don't got a kayak though, but I can make a little boat and put me and my dog in it and get a little fucking motor in the back, and I can go out. And I've just learned to use the hotspot, so I can go out and fucking live stream it out there.
That would be awesome. It's a beautiful scenery too.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal a boat this week. Sure.
Okay, good job. Good job. And then film it. Film me stealing the boat.
Yes, definitely.
That damn Rabbi Glickman's in the chat.
Oh,
What? Son of a bitch.
that guy right there, man.
Is he really actually 14?
Who? No,
That one guy that was on.
Now he's like
No, he
45,
trolls.
50.
No, that's the 14.
No. Yeah, I'm saying maybe he's the guy that was on here and disappeared. Is like, I have to go now. And then all of a sudden, Rabbi, whatever his name, shows up.
I've seen Glickman troll 14.
Have you seen him in the same room together?
Yeah, I have actually. He's been trolling him really hard and a lot of other people.
Oh.
I'm surprised he wasn't in here earlier.
Well, what the hell is this guy's stance on things?
I have no idea. The guy is just
So he's just a psychopath?
He says he wanted to debate at first and stuff, and then he gets nasty and mean and just like
he's too chicken shit to debate.
Basically, yes. He will not come in ever.
Well, how sad.
What
a sad state.
He started stalking one of our buddies first, and then he started stalking 14, and now he's stalking a few other people. But he won't debate nothing, you know.
Does he actually have a channel?
I don't think so. No, he don't got no content.
So he's probably just like some regular dude that just has fun trolling the shit out of people. I doubt he's an actual rabbi.
I don't
think anybody would do that on YouTube, Jesse.
I know, it sounds crazy.
But there are those.
Hear me out, guys.
We should get him hooked up with Medicare, see how that goes.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
So what's going on with Andy? Do you still hate him, Ryan?
I pity him, but yeah, I hate him. And I'm
So
not the
is he?
only one.
Yeah, is he going down the whole conspiracy field now?
He actually had Lauren Southern on yesterday, so he might want to go back to the alt-right thing.
He's not.
Oh.
Lauren Southern is not all right. And like I said, Lauren Southern did that.
Yeah, but she's kind of a gateway drug, isn't she?
Yes, she is, and she's good for that. But Lauren Southern did that to get back at JF. She doesn't like JF and his old Montreal nationalist stuff. So she did that to help Andy out.
Because she's Canadian.
And yes, and JF's doing well right now with Lauren Rose and all that stuff. So she wanted to help out Andy. He probably asked a favor or something because Andy's struggling right now. Andy's not doing so good.
And lost 7,000 subs in the last 40 days.
Yeah. He's not doing too well, and he's crashing fast.
Yeah, his live streams went from what, about 2,000 viewers to about 500 to 600 now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's still a lot.
Yeah, but that's calmer.
Yeah.
He ran.
I know nothing in comparison, but
he ran that girl Rage off. He gloated by running that girl off and all that, and that's calmer.
oh, was he part of that? That's funny. Yeah, oh shit, that's a lot of funny right there.
Well,
he winded up getting like way more edgy than that one girl did.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, what an asshole.
Yep. He was in that whole thing. No White Guilt made it. Go watch No White Guilt.
And then once it became prosperous for him to join the alt-right, he did. Oh, you know what, Ryan? I'm on board now. I hate Andy too.
Yeah. I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't like him, right? And there's a reason cynics don't like him neither.
Yeah, that's scummy.
He was with the I keep on saying cautions community, but it's not. The skeptic community at the time when he hated on Rage. And then all of a sudden he got away from that group, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I went a little too hard on her. Yeah, I guess she has some points.
They went hard.
Use that as a gateway.
He had her. He interviewed her before that even happened.
Yes, he
had
did.
Her on.
Well, they were all buddies before that. Doc's Holiday, all them lowlifes. Some black guy that cucked Derek. He had a crush on her, you know. Go watch No White Guilt's video where it shows Andy, the cuck Derek, some black guy, Doc's Holiday, the Asian guy, and a few other freaky characters of their malingering crew. And they're all hating on the Rage girl, saying, yes, we bullied her off the thing and this and that. And all them guys right now are all calling Andy a Nazi. So he's a fair weather friend, somebody who jumps ship all the time. He's just a common little rat.
Hey, real quick, Drunk, you don't ever have to ask if you can jump in, man. You can always jump in.
Yeah, please.
Oh, shit, jump in. Drunk for Battle? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Yeah, this is yeah. Please jump in. He's got some awesome stuff on YouTube. Drunk for Battles videos. I've watched them all the time, dude. Skyrim and shit. He's got Berserker in there. He's got me in there. Cynics in there. You go around cutting people's heads off. It's great. It's pretty cool to watch, man.
What really pissed me off with Derek was when he and Kraut chickened out of debating Tree of Logic and Rage.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would, yep. That would have been really good. They would have got mopped. Tree of Logic and Rage would have mopped that cuck Derek and that other guy.
Tree of Logic, what did she do? She did a video recently. I didn't watch it yet, but I think she called the right, the Republican right, the next plantation. And it all had to do with Candace Owens.
It's so jealous.
So fucking jealous of that woman. It's so funny.
Listen, Tree of Logic has a vicious vendetta against. Oh. Here's why: because she wanted to be the black upfront Republican.
Yeah.
But Candace Owens is a pretty girl. I'm not into black girls by no means, but she's not pretty, but she's good looking. You know, you can look at Candace Owens and not puke. Look at Tree of Logic.
Well, and she's not crazy like Tree of Logic is.
Not insane like Tree of Logic, an insane porn girl. Tree of Logic was in porn and all that stuff in Germany. She was a psycho. But basically,
did you ever see that video of her?
Yes, I did.
And that guy. And it's like with the banana that she goes, rah, 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 rah. What? Is this a spoof? Like, why would she do that? That's weird.
She worked, listen, when she was in Germany, she was a security guard at a porn place. And she was a security guard for Jewish people. That's why she shills so hard for Jews right now. And she had all them debate with the alt-right and had the big beef with the alt-right. But her beef with Candace Owens is pure envy and jealousy. Yep. Pure jealousy and envy.
So
I don't like Candace Owens at all, but
this is her last 3 titles. Candace Owens, leader of the conservative plantation, getting whipped on the conservative plantation, and did Louis Farrakhan endorse President Trump?
Huh. So she's trying to make that whole like the right is the new plantation a thing.
Yeah. But I actually do think that the Republican Party are using this girl. She rose pretty quick from being on YouTube to Dave Rubin to InfoWars to Sean Hannity, Fox News. She will be on Fox News within a year. Mark my words, or 2 years. She will have her own show on Fox. That's a given.
She said that they've already offered her one, and she just isn't taking it right now.
Yes, right now she's not.
She's
some stupid neocon was all like, when is Candace Owen gonna get a seat in the White House? And it's like, what the fuck has she done that would deserve her a seat in the White House?
Yes, I know.
Like, obviously, she's just a pet to you. Like, that's sad that you don't see that, you know.
Yeah. She might be a good blogger on the internet or something. I really don't know, but she's not nothing in the White House or run for office. She's a ditzy broad. You know what I mean?
Like, talks in front of a camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talks the right talking points.
Yeah, maybe it's a little harsh calling her ditzy broad, but you know what I mean? It's like she's just a pet to them, and they're plopping her up everywhere and stuff. But she's got a leftist heart, meaning she's got a hate.
Yeah.
She does, because I remember her telling a story when she was in high school. Her and her boyfriend got a phone call from the governor's son and his friends, and they were calling her the N-word and all that shit, and she had it traced and all that, and it was a big to-do in her state in Connecticut, you know what I mean? And she has a leftist heart and has hate for racism, all that shit.
But she debates like an SJW still. Like, that's still like how she handles things on social media.
Homonyms, she debates.
Just real petty, you know?
Petty, yes, big time. Yeah, she's got a leftist heart still. Not only that, you don't make a doxing site. I want to stop bullying on the internet, so I'm going to ruin a bunch of young kids' lives. It would just be edgy. You know what I mean? You know, so you say the N-word, you say nigger, and all of a sudden your whole life's ruined for some 14-year-old. That's so.
What's going on with Richard Spencer? Is he doing anything recently?
He's been on. He's been doing his.
Dropped off.
No. He's been doing his altright.com. Him and Greg Conti release some, maybe once a week they release some content, like a podcast once a week, sometimes twice a week. They've been doing that. Spencer's been going on a few shows like JF and stuff like that. No White Guilt show and a few others. No, he's been out there. Not in IRL stuff, but he's been on the internet.
Do you think it really affected him when that one guy took his life because he got doxxed?
Yeah, I think it affected a lot of people. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering. I don't really know the timeline. I just remember all of a sudden Richard Spencer put out a video, and I meant to check the timeline on it.
Yeah,
he put out a video about how he wasn't going to do in real life stuff anymore, and blah blah. And then it came out later about how the one guy, you know.
Yeah, that was sad. Everybody can.
I mean, because it definitely shows that like these young kids, I mean, really are jeopardizing their future, and that's scary. And I would hope that Spencer sees that and like
can't give up,
take his power. Yeah, but you know, he's got influence and power, and just the idea that these young kids that are already feeling disenfranchised and alienated, could be pushed completely over the edge by going into these events. And then getting doxxed and then can't work, and everyone in their community getting the most evil thing ever.
But a lot of these kids aren't alienated; they're just proud. You know what I mean? There are some
in society. No, I mean in society in general, for being, you know, white males.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should do IRL stuff, but not in Charlottesville and these lefty towns. Maybe they should get a private gathering on someone's farmland and have a big, like, 3-day to do weekend thing and speeches and Patty Townsend singing and Byron singing and all that stuff. And like the 1.0s used to do that. It used to be called Nordic Fest. You know what I mean? And Hammerfest and Aryan Fest. They used to have like a 3-day weekend once a year on private land where you can have all them people that were at Unite the Right can all meet up on a farm somewhere on private property. You know what I mean? All go to a nicer city where it's like Republicans, where you're going to get hammered or the cops are going to protect you and not let Antifa block your pathway into your event that you have a friggin' permit for. You know what I mean?
I do think that the alt-right should make it so easy for their enemies, and they should be more careful about how they
give me some specific,
like you know, the spicy memes about gassing people and like the vitriol and jokes about like genocide. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this
'Cause
is
that's if they kept the parents completely clean as far as how they acted online and in real life, it'd be a lot harder for their lives to be ruined if they did get doxxed.
I don't
Because
believe
it'd be hard for them to explain to their buddies like, oh yeah, I joke, but it's just a joke. Versus like if all they had ever said online and in real life activism is legitimate points, then the person, you know, in their circle, when presented that, couldn't really refute it.
you got a good point, Jessica, but they still would do that. You know that they still, no matter if they didn't put the edgy memes on or not, just talking the things that we talk in pro-white movements, they would get attacked. It's still the same, I believe.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why I've decided to distance myself from the alt-right is I can't handle the vitriol against other people, because like that's
You're right.
It's never been what I've. What?
It's really being like pro-white, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of people have distanced themselves from the alt-right, and I understand why. Yeah, no problem. But as long as you're still pro-white, it's like that's what it really is. You know what I mean? Bring pro-white. Most people don't even consider themselves alt-right. I don't. I never did. You know what I mean? I just back them because they're fellow pro-whites, and I will always back them because they're fellow pro-whites. I just never called myself alt-right. Well, I guess you could clarify me as that, because what is an alt-right person? Someone who's pro-white. But yeah, the title itself probably is looking a little bad. But then again, I'm a never cuck type of person. I'm not saying people are cucking by doing that at all, because, you know what I mean? Some people
Well, see, in my case, and I've never actually called myself that either, if you all remember. But from the beginning, I've never been about that aspect. You know what I mean? And so I don't want my name to be lumped into that style of jokes, and you know what I mean?
No, I gotcha. I know what you're saying, though. No, and you were never like that, anyways. I always looked at you as a pro-white person. I never really looked at you as an alt-righter. You know what I mean? Even though you supported them, and just like I do, because they are pro-white. You never said you were alt-right, anyways, and I never looked at you as an alt-right person. Just a pro-white girl. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people. Most people I know, I look at as just pro-white. It's not even alt-right. You know what I mean? But there's like those days of calling themselves alt-right is really gone, because now they're trying to pin it. Before it was like a big umbrella, you know what I mean? Where I would say, yeah, I am alt-right, I guess, because they're pro-white people. Now I know it's a specific thing, and I would say I'm not an alt-right person, but I would be classified as one, I guess. But I wouldn't wear a Richard Spencer shirt and all that, even though I do like Richard Spencer. You know?
Do they actually have Richard Spencer shirts?
I don't think so, but I
bet that fucker sells them.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Oh. But man, having a Richard Spencer shirt, that's funny. But I don't know. I don't think I think the pro-white scene is just getting stronger by losing the name alt-right, because it becomes more. You get more people involved and stuff. Look at Patrick Little. I've talked to Pat Little on live streams and shit. He's fucking awesome, man. Love Patrick Little. And we're pushing, the Overton window has totally shifted for us. I've seen it. I've been in this movement over 20 years. I've seen it in the last 2 years. The Overton window really shifted in the last year, though. When we got people running for office who are openly talking about the JQ and all stuff like that, that's amazing. And listen, if that's happening right now with this guy, just imagine how it's going to be in 5-10 years when we have. Well, no, go. I'm done.
No, so you go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna nothing.
Well, okay. And I have noticed a lot more people talking about that stuff, but you know, I have to be honest. When Tree of Logic did that debate with, what's his name?
Duke.
Duke, yes. Right. Yeah. Although she was awful at what she was doing, and it was just very petty, and she did a shitty job at it. However, the point she brought up, I really wanted addressed, and that's really why I wanted to get David Duke on this show, so he could then, because he never had a chance to answer her questions or her statements about it.
Exactly.
But the fact that she listed in the banks and in other things about how they are not that prevalent, I wanted those questions answered, and I've yet to have them answered. So
My
when it
opinion.
comes to that issue, I'm just like, I don't know now. You know what I mean? Like that was a good point.
I'll give you my opinion on it. I don't even nearly as smart as David Duke at all. But I'll just say that even if they are some guys running the show, like running a company, I believe that the majority Jew bankers are pulling the strings and stuff like that. Hollywood, porn.
But see, the problem is if you want to be taken seriously, you have to have hardcore. I mean, you have to have evidence. So something you could show people that's like, no, this is definitely it. Otherwise, it does just seem like a boogeyman. And so there has to be an answer to when she says she lists all the banks and how the majority of them are not.
Yeah, but everybody
The
knows
JOOs.
Duke would have answered all of them questions if her faggot moderator and that other disgusting broad and her she-boon ass would have let him speak, but they didn't let him speak at all. Or he would have answered them questions.
Yeah. I still yet to hear the answer for it, and like I wanted him to come on the show, and then he was like, "No, I don't want to. Let's talk about this instead," or something. I don't know. So until that gets answered, I don't know. It's still a question mark to me.
I would trust more in David Duke than some she-boon reading.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, I didn't
I
like
would take
that.
his word over hers.
What's that, Ryan?
I didn't like that David Duke didn't want to come on and talk about that.
Yeah,
he wanted to talk about something else. I'm like, ooh, I kind of want these questions answered.
Yeah, he can be an old boomer baby like that. Like, he should have just came on. He can be a baby like that.
I think.
Plus, Duke's sentences are like.
Wait, what, Ryan?
I think his handler. I don't want to call him a handler, but he's like his icon is like a monkey. And he was on Andy Worski live because Andy.
Oh, Patrick.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's him. Andy was going to do a live stream with David Duke about the same time we were going to, and David Duke just kind of disappeared off the internet and wasn't doing anything. So I don't know if something happened, and his handler, I keep calling him his handler, but whatever, was like, maybe you shouldn't talk to these people because I don't think they're on your side.
Well, I've talked to Patrick on Stormfront before and stuff. I'll try to reach out to them. Because, yeah, I'd like to hear that, too. And, yeah, Duke can be a baby like that sometimes, but he's still Dr. Duke. He's a good guy.
I mean, he's a nice man. And he has my number, so I'm a little scared to say anything. But, yeah, as far as the JQ goes, when it comes to... I have to have evidence. You know what I mean? I've got to be able to argue it to somebody else and actually like have like slam dunk points.
Yeah, but
I'll put my name on it.
Look, Hollywood, all of that, the banks, Hollywood, the porn industry.
But the banks, she listed people in the banks and the top banks, and they were not overwhelmingly JQ.
Like 2 out of 10 were Jewish.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't think those other people are controlled or just Shabbos goys? Of course.
But see, the thing is, though, Bruno, you have to show evidence. Otherwise, it's just a boogeyman. You can't just say, "But what if?"
Yeah, but you're going on. He didn't. Duke didn't get the reply, or we'd have these answers. I'm not as smart as him. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, well, he didn't have his time, so I was going to give him his time to say, "Hey, no, this is why it's like that," and he didn't want to do it.
In good faith, like I was expecting a good answer, you know what I mean? But then I still don't have an answer for those questions. And that's really why, like, we wanted him on the show so he had plenty of time to address what she said calmly and coolly. But then it didn't happen, and I mean, I guess I could search on YouTube, but he has thousands and thousands of videos talking about all kinds of things, and to find that specific answer for those specific things, I don't even know if I ventured into doing that, if I'd eventually find the video that would address those problems specifically, Yeah,
he's got mad videos and he talks forever. One of Duke's sentences lasts like 3 paragraphs.
You're damn right about that.
It was really sweet though when he came on the Tree of Logic video and he was all like, he made like this little joke about his like hat or something. I don't remember, his tie, and like Tree's just like, "TikTok, motherfucker." But it's like, it's so sweet. He came on there so pleasant and like wanting to like be all like nice.
Then you're going to think, why does she want to protect the Jews so much? Because she worked for them before. She's in with them.
But there's all kinds of reasons why. I mean, society in general wants to because they were raised to believe they're a protected class and like, oh, you got to sorry for them. They need to be lifted up. I mean, so that's not really evidence in support of it. It's just one of many possibilities of why, you know.
And try to get a hold of Vince from the Red Elephants. He's really smart on the JQ. Or Nick Fuentes. Try to get one of them on here.
That would be fucking excellent.
Yeah, they're too big for us.
Yeah, you know what?
I was gonna say I don't know if they would.
I hate that attitude. You know that I'm too big for them. I hate their attitudes with that, like Duke and them not coming on. I really hate that attitude. You know what I mean? Like, go on any podcast. Like, who cares how many? You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's ridiculous.
One thing except for the fact that the stream is like really long now. But I was gonna say you could take this clip of it and then be like, I challenge you, Nick Fuentes, to debate. Upload it, then tweet at him.
Fuentes is not too fond of women, so I don't know if he'd come on.
Really?
Yeah, he's one.
Oh, is he scared of us?
Oh, now we.
You would get him Flash.
He must be scared. Doesn't want to be owned by a woman.
I don't know, but he would use with Clash for sure.
Oh, it'd be fun for me.
Yeah, it would be. It would be epic. It would be epic. So you see that. I'd love to get him on here. He's pretty smart too, the young bastard. Pretty smart.
Is he though? Or does he just talk fast with a smile and so people are like, oh, he must know what he's saying?
I think he's smart.
I'm sorry, I automatically really don't like him knowing that he hates women.
You're gonna bias already, so I'm not too.
I want to crush him.
It's a little bit of a cuck on. Well, I wouldn't say a cuck, but he's like an optics cuck in ways. But he's smart though, and he's only 19 years old too. Smart kid.
Oh, he's a cocky fucker, huh?
Yeah, he's very cocky. Very cocky. Because he's always calling women thoughts and shit like that. He like
I can't stand that shit. You know,
a woman though.
If I saw a fucker in my real life and actually use it, I'd punch him right in the fucking face. I am so sick of that fucking rhetoric.
Yeah, I don't think he would debate a woman. He's like on that level.
Right in the fucking face. I would punch them. And then I'd make them cry, and then I'd make them admit that they were weaker than me, a woman. Like, I'd make them verbalize it.
Okay.
It'd be like a long, drawn-out process.
You're turning into Tree of Logic now.
Yeah,
I
really.
don't care. Fuck you all. Fuck you all.
Rabbi Glickman is in our chat saying he got the ADL on speed dial, and he's going to call on us.
He's always Glickman. You don't got no ADL, man. Glickman. If Glickman's a disgusting rabbi, he's just a Jewish guy. It's crazy.
The ADL is a treasonous organization anyway. I don't recognize them.
Yes.
Well, if Dana doesn't recognize them, then obviously they're not there.
We're going to try to set up the Nick Fuentes Berserker debate. I would pay to see that, honestly. That'd be fucking great.
Yeah, we'll wait until my other channel can do live streams so I can get donations.
Yeah, because listen, I can organize.
You have to kick some back though to the next.
Oh, absolutely.
I can organize on Discord to try to get these shows set up. I got some good connections.
I don't trust Discord at all.
Yeah,
as long as you're not doing nothing bad, I go on there just to organize a YouTube show and say, okay, meet you there. That's it. You know what I mean? So I don't care.
Yeah, I got to set up a Discord because it'd be helpful to be able to have call-ins and stuff.
Listen, long as you're not...
you could do that on Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have a show and everything, yeah. Long as you're not doing nothing bad, I don't think you should be scared of nothing.
No, the only thing about Discord I'm not sure about is the way it's set up and how safe it is and whether or not people can hack into your phone through it.
Oh, I got what you're saying. I don't know about that. I'm not that smart.
There was somebody who got on Discord and for whatever reason, because I don't know how it works, it actually connected her Discord to like her Facebook. So she kind of doxed herself on accident.
Yeah. Or like there's some websites that'll straight up have your IP address. TRS was like that. TRS, like your IP address like shows up there.
Yeah, all websites are like that.
Yeah. So like I trust like Google Hangouts because I don't think like any regular old Joe that's going to be on this Hangout with me is going to be able to access that information. But I don't know about Discord.
That's why I didn't want to send Kellen Cash a email because he can get
your
IP number that way.
Really? I didn't know you could get it through your email. I knew to be safe about email. I heard like if someone has your phone number or email, they can hack into whatever device you use to.
Who calls himself Johnny Cash?
The show's manager, the guy who tried to dox me or threatened to dox me.
Not Johnny Cash though. It's Keller Cash.
Yeah,
or
not
something.
Johnny Cash.
Oh, all right. I remember that guy. That's the genius manager.
Yeah. Well, Drunk for Battle is having a hard time getting on, so he's not going to come.
Aw, boo.
Did you see the
Manager?
Oh, my bad, Dana.
What'd you
Was
say?
that Phil's manager?
Yes, yes. We just did Kang talks about them.
I'll be
Like
right back.
the other day we did a show, me and the Yeti and 14, the Great White Yeti and 14 did a show, Kang Sports. Phil had a debate. Phil jumped on the alt-rights thing with the blood sports thing, and he's trying to have like blood sport debating, like Kang versus Coon and BT 1000 versus BT 1100 and all stuff like that. It's cringy. They had Cynthia G battle some crazy lady. We watched a little bit of it and did like a show on it. It was pretty funny. Go sub to the Great White Yeti, everybody. Kang Sports.
Oh yeah. Hey, can I get a? I want a wrench on your new channel.
Who, Yetis?
No, Cynics.
Oh, he said hold on though.
Who did?
Cynics, he said hold on.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Like yeah, they adjust something with the thing. But yeah, that guy wanting to dox people, that's messed up. You don't do that to people. People have families and lives, you know what I mean? All because, what, a YouTube argument? Nothing's personal. It's not like he's making fun of your family that he knows or nothing. Why would you want to dox somebody? That's some real petty fucking chimp out stuff. It's weird. Like, just because he made fun of you or made a video of him, you want to dox the guy? And not only that, if he ever doxed Cynics, I would mobilize so many people on 4chan, and I'd mobilize them on Discord, and there'd be a flag fest and a dox fest.
What in the name of Moses is going on here?
And then I don't know. Making sure
my
that
vice is mead and Aryan women, says Drunk for Battle.
my vice is mead.
I gotta try mead one of these days.
I had it before.
Have you had it before?
One time I took a sip of it. It was all right, but I was not a drinker, so.
Isn't it like
sweet? It was sweet.
Like it's made from honey, isn't it?
I really don't know too much about the ingredients, but I took a sip off this skinhead dude's horn. He had a horn.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I took a sip of it. It was pretty good, you know, but I'm not a drinker. So I really can't tell you like how much. It tastes okay, I guess. Kind of strong.
Yeah, I've got to try it one of these days. The Truth Hurts says I gave $5. I gave a $5 to a girl once. I was like, here is $5. I'm broke as fuck and only have $5. Aw. The
Yeah, I can't read the chat, or I'd be reading it. Read some of the chat off.
Why did this just pop up in my subscription feed 2 hours late? Weird. I don't know, Z Ripley. I don't know. Ew, Drunk for Battle. I'm not reading that one.